Here we go. Just get those wonderful toys.
Are you playing in the bathtub with your little doll?
Action figure!
You can do it, Wonder Wheel. I don't want to go through life being a Wonder Wheel mother.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome to another Collectable Past. We're getting ready to transform and roll out. Tonight is going to be heavily centered on Transformers. It's good to see all of you already hanging out in the chat. See, Chaos Hoy is already out there. FKHC 2005, what's going on? Welcome. DJ Play Nice also in the house. Rock out, man. Good to see you, man. Thank you for that. Teal 29 also in the house. Guys, remember to go ahead and share the links out there to let everybody know that we're going, because I am the most hated guinea pig on YouTube, and they like to play games. But of course, I'm joined by a host of other awesome panelists, and some of them will be filtering in as the show goes on. What's going on? The first one in the house tonight was the super fan, Adam Shawhan. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? It's going to be a fun, beautiful evening, and we've got some toys to talk about. So yeah, let's have fun.
Good times, fun times. Always having fun every single time. We are also joined, well, technically the second one would have been Trina, but she had technical difficulties. But Trina, what's going on?
Not much. Happy to be here. Looking forward to the stream. And yeah, hello to everybody out there joining us.
Awesome to have you with us. Unfortunately, this will be Trina's last appearance for a little while, as she's getting ready to take a bit of a hiatus and a break from all this streaming craziness. It's going to be very sporadic and very in between, but you know, she's always got a welcome seat back here on the panel when she's ready to come back.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll be back streaming like normal in September.
We're also joined by Shiftygism. What's up, Shifty?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me again. And we're going to be missing Trina. I don't know what's going on, but hey, hope you're doing okay. And been having fun streaming with you here the last few months. So yeah. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Adam over there last week. Doing the Lord's work, getting me and Slasher in the show when Twitter was down. Big thanks to him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What's
big
up?
thanks to Adams for that. Hold on. And also Slasher in the house.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, Slasher, you can't. My man always keeps it short and sweet. Hey, what's up? I'm here, mofos. Let's show the toys. And of course, the
glad to be here. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you.
He's waiting on the
man,
gift
it's it's always a pleasure to have you here as well. And of course, we got Vinnie. Vinnie popped in. What's going on, Vinnie?
Yo.
These fucking guys. These fucking guys.
When you keep your introductions short, it leaves less chance that you having a brain fart like I have usually. So.
No, it's all good. It's less talk, more toys.
Thank you, DJ Play Nice. Iceman Modeler's also in the house. What's up, Iceman? And Soul Assassin hanging out in the chat. What's up, Soul Assassin? What's up, gents? Man, what's up to you? All right, let's get into it. Let's kick off this pig the only way we know how. we're gonna start it off with the pigs, taking us through some Transformer stuff, and of course, as we go through the show, there's going to be other toys that show up besides Transformers. Even though this is a Transformers special, heavily centered on Transformers, which is on our wheelhouse. And Helmet had a blast doing a lot of this stuff. Of course, we're going to be showing other stuff off because it wouldn't be a toy show without having a myriad of different toys for everybody to check out and have a blast check and seeing. So here we go with our first offering to you guys. Remember, again, share it all out. Have a good time. Be sure to say something in the chat and let us know that you're having fun. And here we go.
How you can
Greetings, humans. This is Indy. Welcome back to Toys from the Past.
Greetings, everyone. It is I, Dark Helmet of the Guinea Pig Collective, the Sci-Fi and Transformers Pig. I am taking over this Toys from the Past to talk about something that is in my wheelhouse. We will be talking about, you guessed it, Transformers. Now, much like every other company throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s, even into the early 2000s when it began to be phased out, Transformers had offered mail-aways. Now, these mail-aways initially started with what they called the reinforcements from Cybertron. And while some so-called experts will claim that it started in 85, no, it was 84 that these first came out. So we're looking at a couple of the reinforcement catalogs right here, including the full cover artwork that you would see on the boxes. Now on the inside, we do have a little bit of an information page right here about what we're going to be able to purchase. Obviously, the Time Warrior wasn't a robot at all. It was nothing more than a digital watch that split open to show the digital face. The Power Dashers, even though they only showed the one which was considered at the time just a jet, there was also a car and a drill available as well. And throughout different times, when you purchase this throughout different points of the year or the cycles of when they sent these things out, you would receive a different Power Dasher. And then you had the 3 Omnibots, which were smaller versions of the mid-size Autobot cars. And yes, those were modern equivalents of the Power Dashers that we just showed right off, and we will get into that at another point. But here we have the original booklet for Overdrive. It's still in pretty decent shape. I was lucky enough to get this one on the aftermarket. But here we go. This is the end of this one with our reinforcements from Cybertron. We hope that you enjoyed this Toys from the Past.
Yeah, man. So there we go. Our first one already down and in the books. The reinforcements from Cybertron with the little catalogs. And I know there was, and this is why Helmet made mention of it. A lot of people, and I've seen it in books and everything else, where they come up with this. It was 1985. No, these things came out in 94. Like you even just got to look on the booklets themselves. The booklets themselves say 1984. And they only ran until about the halfway mark of 1985. There's no way that they're going to offer a limited time, mail away thing for less than 6 months. Because by the time you get the toy, most people didn't get them right as they dropped out in the store. If you were trying to say the beginning of 85, that would have gave them probably less than 2 months or something for most people to try to cut. No, it's bullshit. Like all these other catalogs, the times on these things stretched anywhere from a year to sometimes even over 2 years that these offers were made available through these catalogs. This one came out in 84 with the original ones. And one other thing to note and to mention, the Power Dashers and the Omnibots were both originally part of the Takara Diaclone series. So these were, again, just holdovers that Hasbro reused. The only thing, obviously, that was new in there was the Time Warrior watch, which was nothing but a split-face LCD watch. So I don't know. I didn't know anybody that bought the watch. But, yeah, any thoughts on that stuff?
They look cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hasbro did that a lot with between Transformers and G.I. Joe. I know G.I. Joe had some mailaways, and they also had some like sort of a little mini catalog on the page that they would always stick in Marvel Comics, where you could order several figures. And I know they had a His Tank that was you could order for like $5 at one point, which was an incredible deal. So, yeah.
It's incredible stuff, and it makes a lot of sense too, because here you got extra stuff that you can get the fans interested in, and this is also it helps repeat sales. So when you got to send in like the robot points off the packages, one purchase might not be enough to have all the robot points you want to get, what you're planning on getting. So this is just smart on the way the companies for doing that. Plus, it also gave the fans something extra to get that wasn't available in the stores.
Oh yeah. You had the fridge figure from G.I. Joe too, which was like five. You had to buy 5 figures and set it in.
Steel Brigade was the one where you got to customize you got to get
the bio and everything.
You got to you choose your own name, and like you could choose like what his specialty was. I think you got a patch from it, right?
Yeah.
There
was a patch. There was a bio sheet.
It was awesome.
Yeah, they also did a mail away Sergeant Slaughter too, because there was another version of him that was only made available through the mail away.
The one in the stores came with the triple T, right? The Slaughter that came in the stores.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, the only Slaughter that was on the card was the Slaughter Marauder one. That was the painted blue one.
Yep.
I got your Slaughter Marauders right here.
You do? Do you have them?
No.
Is he blue? You gotta check. Go see a doctor if it is.
The bitch is strangling it.
If you have a blue Sergeant Slaughter that stays blue for more than 4 hours, consult your physician. Soul Assassin.
Wouldn't you have Zartan
Tommy needs to be the official lore master for Transformers. Keep Hasbro from screwing up and slap a director when they just has shit Transformers movies. And yeah, you're right. Maybe Zartan should have seen a doctor, Vinnie.
I think so. Hey, I know we're gonna do all Transformers, but there's something that I think that has to be shown. Has to be.
Well, 1 second. I'm gonna hand it off to you right after this commercial break.
Okay.
After these messages, we'll be right back. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.
Attack the Autobot commander! Call in a Decepticon leader!
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
The Transformers from Hasbro.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.
We're under attack! It's a Decepticon! Get more Autobots!
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
The Transformers from Hasbro.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.
It's the Decepticon communicators! Get more Autobots!
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
The Transformers from Hasbro.
Introducing the Transformers Power Cycle. You can imagine a world of adventures.
Look, they're attacking the power plants!
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Time to transform into a robot.
The Transformers.
Miss! But I won't. Whistle away. Back to cycle mode. Hey, what kind of wheels he got? More than meets the eye.
The Transformers Power Cycle, new from Coleco.
We are conquerors. No one is like us. Only we have the right to be called by the name. Only we have the right to wear this symbol. Or this symbol. Only we are Autobots and Decepticons. Good versus evil. And only we have the right to be called the Transformers.
To meet the eye. The Transformers. Robots in the sky.
Only the Transformers are real Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro. In the world of the Transformers, nothing is what it seems. Meet the Constructicons, 6 evil robots that transform into one mechanical giant.
Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in the sky.
It's Devastator, 6 Constructicons in 1.
Each sold separately.
Devastator's attacking.
Meets the eye.
The Transformers, sold separately from Hasbro.
Now, back to our program.
Those kids need to see a doctor.
So that was amazing. But I do have a question. So when they did the commercial that only we are Autobots or Decepticons and only we and all that, did they do that commercial when like were there like generic ones that came out like no name?
So yes, there were knockoffs. So in the later part of 85, or actually the beginning of 85, it was like towards the end of 84 that they were looking at it, because there was a lot of companies out there making like knockoff brands of Transformers. So in 85, every Autobot and Decepticon had what they called the rub symbol. So it was like a little heat sensitive symbol to show if it was an Autobot or Decepticon and everything. So everyone moving forward had that, and it was something unique that the knockoffs didn't have. So it was most of the figures actually wound up having a small part that are plastic indented, so it would accept these heat stickers too, or however you want to call them, rub stickers. So that was what that whole commercial was about. It was the beginning of, okay, yeah, we see all you knockoffs out there. This is going to differentiate because you don't have the money to produce these things.
Okay, yeah. I figured it had to be something like that.
Well, could we reboot and reuse it here in 2025 for it to mean something completely different?
Well, if you name the toy franchise in the 80s, it had knockoffs. Every single toy that had knockoffs.
Oh, yeah.
I remember Vinnie was talking about the He-Man that had like the fucking zebra head or the lion head or something. When he went to his friend, when he went to your friend's house, he said, he was like, look at the He-Man figures. You remember that?
Yeah.
Because I remember people I knew had those same ones.
Yeah.
They look fucking, oh my God, they look weird.
Yeah.
Real quick, Vinny, before you take over, Chaos Hoy says, what will you do with the Golden Trina War without Trina? We're just going to carry on the Golden Trina. Somebody's just every week is just going to have to do with their best Trina voice and award it to somebody. Iceman Modeler said, Tom.
It's time for the Trina Awards.
I just recorded Trina's voice saying I'm giving this to Tommy and just keep playing that every week. Iceman Mahler said Tommy for president of Hasbro. And then Soul Assassin, let's not be crazy. Tommy's unpredictable. You think? He also says he doesn't remember the Power Cycle. I remember the Power Cycle. They also had a few bikes too with Transformers themes to it back in the day. So my terrorists would work. They would. They'd be wondrous. They'd be beautiful. They'd be wondrous. I wonder if the kid actually got free Transformers
in the whole wide world.
Transformers 100%.
Those kids should have got free Transformers. I love those commercials. Check out the bootleg figures.
That must have sucked to be like a kid actor on those fucking commercial sets. You don't get to go home with Castle Grayskull after playing with that shit for 6 hours while they're filming.
What I don't understand is the commercial about the Constructicons. Are they just working the job site? I mean, and how long are they there before they? I mean, are they just waiting for next time to call them? I mean, are they getting paid? I mean,
He's like, wait a minute. I gotta go dump this concrete. Cool, so I can't get that.
They work for the government.
The job's done, yo.
Shifty wants to know: are they unionized? Are they unionized? Are they getting union pay?
No, it's the mob runs them. That's why they're Decepticons.
I the whole time I was watching that commercial, I was having a flashback of that whole scene in Clerks where they're discussing the people that work for the Death Star. Yeah, so I'm thinking about what. The Constructicons, are they just chilling on the job site the whole time? What the?
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Well, with all this freaking talk, now I can't show what I was going to show. I'm going to have to wait till later because it was all. The commercials are leading into the figures that I have to show.
Well, doesn't that help?
Yeah,
it does. But yes, all right. Well, I'll hold the other thing for later because it was something that was pretty big today that was announced. But all right, I'll show. That's why I said let me go, and you went no, we got to do the commercial first. But if the commercial leads into Transformers in a big way and the figures I got here, then that's what we're gonna do. So
can you imagine a Transform and Roll Out as the title?
Oh, I know. That's why I said before we get into the Transformers, and you went no, I got to show this. I'm like, okay, well then. Fuck me, right? Here's some Transformers then. Here's a Dinobot.
Formerly designer of McFarlane Toys and a comic book creator. Got a bunch of books that you guys I think will love. But yeah, today I am reviewing the Dinobot Sludge. And yeah, this is from the 86 Transformers the movie. This is actually a gift from a buddy of mine. He found it on like a really big discount. And yeah, he hooked me up with it. So again, thank you to my friend out there. Yeah, this was a pretty cool surprise because I sort of cut back on in a major way on Transformers. But yeah, I will open this dude and review him. Just want to show everybody this is how it came. You slide it out. All of the stuff is on the back. And a lot of people, they don't always show the full unboxing, but yeah, there it is. Glad that they did away with this kind of packaging because this is really cheap. So
that packaging was horrible, by the way. So when I got my Sludge from, I had ordered it from Best Buy. The box was all dinged up. I mean, bad. Luckily, Sludge wasn't broken in any way. But yeah, because of that cardboard, that shit open face cardboard that they have in there, it does not protect the figure whatsoever. If they would have had like the plastic, that would have gave it a little bit more cushion, a little extra protection. You wouldn't have to worry about it.
I get into it because because of that bad packaging, the joints are not secure, and yeah, so well, you'll see.
He does look good. I like the robot mode, but he has really like loose joints. His legs. The left one's way worse than the right. It feels like they were trying to put some kind of ratcheting joints, and they failed big time there. Arms are pretty tight. Not too bad. I don't know if this is because of transformation, but there's a little bit of loosage there. He does come with a blaster. The articulation is pretty good for what it is. Full range.
Yeah, actually, it's not a blaster, Vinny.
Yeah,
real quick, pause for a second.
That's a failure.
Ion cannon or something.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a rocket launcher. So what they did with Sludge, instead of actually giving him his twin, it's like an impulse cannon or something like that he had as his main weapon for Dinobot, they gave him his extra rocket launcher weapon instead. And I didn't understand that choice at all. It was almost like Grimlock. They gave him his twin stunner, but they didn't give him his Energo sword. And then you get the Energo sword with Swoop, which it's nice that they finally gave it to you. But if you didn't get Swoop, you're not getting Grimlock's Energo sword with that figure. Like some of the choices they made were actually pretty piss poor when they chose weapons, and I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't get it either, man. It kind of makes no sense. But like I said, because of that bad packaging too, you see how loose his legs were? That's strictly from the packaging. Because if he was secured in a proper, I mean, he needed actual ratchet joints in those knees.
Right. And that's one of the things I said about Grimlock, where Grimlock was loaded with ratcheting joints. Sludge and Sludge and Slug were not. Yeah. And really, even Snarl had none. And there was one, or maybe there might have been one, but I don't think there was a ratcheting joint and swoop at all either. And his shit was getting pretty loose. And they did the same thing with Studio Series Prime. There was no ratcheting joints in that thing whatsoever.
Yeah,
And the legs are super sloppy.
There's no excuse, and for the price points as well. Like, luckily, again, my buddy, he picked this up for I think about 35, which is pretty good for him, because like, this guy was like a 45,
55.
55. So yeah, that's not too bad there. But again, like, he does look really good. It's just there's some minor issues because of what the packaging did, and
these joints are, because like the weight of them, I'm kind of surprised that he can just topple over. But yeah, so here is Sludge in his dino form. Not bad. He is a pretty big figure. I think they did goof over here with their design. I think they needed the toes to be able to bend inward, and they don't. But you could put his blaster here, which I just did. I'll take that off for you guys. So
his rocket launcher.
Do that, but it feels like there should have been another hinge so that these go in. But other than that, not bad. Articulation is okay.
Yeah, because he's got that cavity in there. It should have worked.
Mouth open.
I seem to recall mine folding up a little bit more than that. Maybe I'm misremembering it.
Articulation here, but there isn't any.
But see that is the other thing too. He should have come with more articulation, especially like in the neck part for the dyno mode. Because if you had that swivel there, he could turn side to side properly, like we've seen in the cartoons and stuff. Or even just put a ball joint instead of a disc joint in the neck. That could have done a lot as well. But for some reason, they don't like to do that at Hasbro. Or Hasbro.
Mouth opens. You could put a blast effect in
Trash,
there
bro.
if you want. I think there should have been articulation here, but there isn't any. Yeah, you got some going on. You could turn these in and out. He's got some hinge. But all in all, pretty good figure. Not too bad. Other than the loose joints, I do think this is pretty solid. If you like the review, remember to hit like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See what you can get.
And of course, you know about my books, but yeah. So not a bad figure. Again, I thank my buddy for that, because he was one that, again, just I wasn't gonna get because of the price points when he first came out, and it's difficult with these things because there's also space that we're all lacking in. And like, I have Grimlock. Happy I have him. He was one of my favorites as a kid. But to have this one now, it opens up a bad door, and I'm trying not to go down that path.
Yeah, I went crazy making sure I got all 5. I tell you, though, it is for the problems that Sludge and Slag, they call them Slug, but the problems that Sludge and Slag had were nowhere near as bad as what happens by the time they get to Snarl, and then the extremely loose joints, and then parts on Swoop that just don't clip in properly. It's just bad.
What was that, Trina?
So I'm just laughing at Soul Assassin's question of all the Dinobots. What was the hardest one to get without criminal means?
It would have to be what, Grimlock, right? Because the aftermarket on that guy, he's going for like $300.
Jesus.
Tommy going crazy looking for toys. Nah. I wouldn't pull anybody over in the toy aisle, or would I?
I've heard, you've told me. I saw the video. You filmed it when you just kicked that kid and said, "No, that's my Transformer."
You told us about how you crop dust the kids and stuff.
Right?
I mean, you got to do it. The old woman took it right out of her car. Like, no, I need this. Mine.
In the middle of battle, you've got to do what you got to do, man.
The pig, War Pig, baby.
Oh my, yeah, War Pig is right. But you guys are all talking about the damn Devastator and the Constructicon. So, of course, here we go. It's I went back.
This one. I saw this one at Best Buy.
Yes, Best Buy. I did see him the other day as well. I got this one a couple of weeks ago at Target. He's the one that I put in another aisle, and then when I went again, someone found him. They left him there, but he was exposed. I'm like, you know what? I might as well just get him because he is the leader at Scrapper, and I wasn't gonna, but I did. He's a beautiful little figure, so here he is. And yeah, I mean, the mob, they were running this construction site, so here you go.
But I went back and I ended up finding them. So yeah, They pulled me in on this wrapper. I don't know if I'm gonna get lucky and find the other ones, but I know the 2-packs are expensive, so I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. But I will be reviewing this one. He does look fantastic. Great paint job and everything. So yeah, we're gonna be jumping into this. And for those who don't know, I am a former lead designer of McFarlane Toys and a comic book creator. So I will show you some of my books as well. Here are some of the cool books that you can get. If you go to vinnieart.com, it'll take you right over to Shadow of the Kraken. Got plenty of awesome stuff. But let's get back to the figure. So here is Scrapper out of the box. I think he looks fantastic. You know, considering he's got this, you know, big piece on the back. You know, Kibble's still pretty okay for what it is. I mean, we know these characters and what they're supposed to look like. So, paint job is really good. He's got pretty decent head articulation with the ball joint there. He does have good movement in the arms. So, kind of hinge joint that they got going there. That bends in 90. The hands, you get a little bit of movement because of transformation there. Splits are perfect. No waist turn. It looks like they could have, but there is none. Doesn't look like there is.
Yeah, that kind of bummed me out that he had no waist turn.
Pretty good movement here.
Although I am going to make there is a point to make on this that I think I forgot to show. He does have like a ratcheting joint that hinges into one side. So like it pivots upward. So I guess when he is Devastator, you have a little bit of like ankle movement. So that is interesting. Yeah, there's like from like right here, it like fans outward kind of. So it'll pinch on the left side.
So all in all, pretty good. And he comes with his blaster, and he comes with the big one as well that you could break into two to give him 2 other blasters, like smaller ones. Or put it together for Devastator. So there he is with both blasters. And I want to show what he looked like next to my bootleg Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. So
I don't think I reviewed him yet.
I think
the bootleg one.
Yeah, pretty I thought you did.
I know I did the black one.
I thought I did a full review, but I don't think I did. I'm gonna have to, I think. Because, yeah, that is a beautiful figure as well. There he is transformed. It does roll. Although the clearance, they're cutting it close there on the bottom, I think. Solid. But we'll see how that all works out. If I could complete them. But weapon storage, I just kind of tossed the one blaster on here. But there are some pegs.
You could have put the blaster on the roof, too.
Yeah.
Pretty good all in all.
I mean, it is really nice.
It's going to be pretty badass. But yeah, if you guys like the review, remember to hit like and subscribe. I know I said I wasn't going to.
But yeah, so there he is. There's Scrapper.
He looks
Frankie's
awesome.
Right. Yeah, he really does.
He looks awesome. I like
Frankie?
the color scheme. Hey, Frankie.
Yeah, me too. Hey, Frankie. Constructicon should come with an Italian form. Foreman. Oh, shit. Yeah, these are... Again, I don't know, man, because especially getting this one, like now I think I want to complete this guy.
I want the whole lot so bad. And Trina, this color scheme that they did, this was when they came over to Hasbro, because originally in the Diaclone era, they were orange and like almost like a Tonka yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this purple and green. It reminds me of the Frankenstein one that they did. That one had this. I think it was the same color scheme. It was green and purple.
Oh, the one Transformer you have.
Yeah,
the Universal Monster crossover one.
Yeah. That's a pretty nice one. Like I said, they did a really good job, and the color scheme's great. I know Adam loves that color scheme too. It's very Joker-esque. But it is. It's a really good color. That kind of neon green. It really stands out. And I know Tommy and I I found it first. The bootleg one I told him about, and the Devastator is a really awesome one. But this one is way closer to the 86 movie. And yeah, I saw people review, like, they have a couple of parts to it. They don't have them complete yet because obviously not all of them, they're not all released, but they have the main body part. So it's like the head down to like the knees. And he's the right foot. So yeah, oh my God, it looks fucking killer. Damn it, Tommy.
I'm telling you, man. Like when I first seen that they were releasing this and I seen the early photos on, I was like, man, this looks like one that they're going to actually knock out of the park. And the last time we got one that was really good was during the Cabina Wars. Like at the end of Cabina Wars, they did a Constructicon set. And that one looked pretty fantastic. But this looks killer because it looks just like the cartoons. It looks like the 86 movie, man.
Yeah. And the way that like they connect, like he is a very solid, like the Devastator. It's not like junky or loose. Everything like ports in perfectly, and he is a very solid looking figure from the prototype thing that I saw. So,
and Soul Assassin, you kidding? Of course, we didn't care if the toys burned the house down. We got toys that shot sparks out of them.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's Soul Assassin. I saw that commercial on Twitter. That was awesome. And yeah, I actually shared it with Tommy. It was, I don't think I've seen an old school hard toy commercial like that before.
I've seen a few. I just haven't used them for bygone eras yet because I haven't gotten through the list of other stuff that I have still to clip down, but I'm getting around to it. I'm getting around to all of them. I was thinking I was going to save a lot of the horror-related ones until, when it's more appropriate around Halloween time.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I'll break it to other stuff later, I guess, because it does veer away from Transformers. But yeah, those are the two boxes.
It don't matter if you wanted to get into it now. I mean, you can. I mean, because I've got. Vinny, I've got so many clips for Transformers tonight. It doesn't matter when you insert it.
all right. Let's insert it now. Then everyone stand back, get a lot of lube, because these things. I know Slasher. This is something in his wheelhouse as well because it's Capcom related.
Oh yeah,
I know what you're gonna. I already know what you're gonna show.
Oh yeah, the Marvel Legends.
I was gonna show these pictures. Yeah, but
you had them all.
Yeah. No. Did you notice something though about the bottom one, Shumagorath?
Yeah.
It's not Shum. The name's changed.
Yeah, they changed it.
Yeah,
I gotta get that.
They changed it for the Doctor Strange.
It's owned by Conan, the guy who never owns Conan.
Well, they finally did the Wolverine that I've been wanting forever.
Yeah.
I said, how come they've never made the Capcom version? And they perfected him. Everything that I did on the review, on like that was in the 1997 Wolverine review, I said, if they make these changes, they can get the perfect Wolverine figure. They did it.
Yeah,
this guy could. Oh, go ahead.
I want him bad. I don't want Silver. I don't want Silver Surfer, but I mean they're going to make us pay for both.
Silver Samurai.
Yeah, those
Samurai.
Figures, these figures are awesome, but I heard they're going to be like 60, 70 range.
They're going to be awesome. They're impossible to find because they're exclusives. This, I think, is.
They are.
It gets.
I was reading. Yeah, I was reading about that too, Vinny, where they said some of them are going to be exclusive to Target, some of them are exclusive to Walmart, and they probably got a few Amazon exclusives in there as well.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to find them then, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy will. The worst one. I don't mind about the Walmart one because I think the Walmart is going to be getting the Omega Red with War Machine, which that Omega Red they've already released them.
They'll just cancel them. They'll just cancel all the pre-orders. Yeah.
Well, they're doing this without Capcom involved in this.
Oh, their names aren't in the.
No,
it's just Gamerverse.
Yes. See,
and this is the thing too. This is the one that we wanted. We wanted this the updated version of Psylocke, and she is perfect. Everything they did on there. This Thanos, they released this guy about 3 or 4 times now. I think this is going to be the 5th time. Like, how many more times do you need that same figure? These should have been single carded and put into all the stores. So, these people are assholes. You know, we got that Venom.
Yeah, these are fucking awesome.
Yeah, they did in blue.
They have effects. They have effects too. Did you see that?
Yes, he's got like the shield and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the same. That's the same cap as Secret Wars. It's just blue, darker blue.
It's not. It actually
It
isn't.
ain't?
Nope.
What?
I think the legs are the same. The whole upper torso is brand new. He has butterfly joints. He has no scaling on him. It's all smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's.
I wish it did have the scaling.
Yeah, this is I guess the most articulated cap they're releasing. This Venom they've released before, but if you're gonna update him and put him in a pack like this, why are there pins here? This should be all seamless like his arms. Again, this is them going cheap at the last hour. They keep doing it.
That's cool.
I need to get this. This reminds me of a character in. I'm not a character, a deity in the Cthulhu mythos.
This is on. You can open it. You could open his eye. Like the lid. It's like an eyelid. Yeah.
Yeah. The eyeball rotates.
Yeah, I gotta get this one.
It's bendy wires. The main part is like the disc joint. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff they did here.
Yeah, so really quick insertion. Quick insertion here. Does anybody know which one came out first? The one that they're calling Garganos now, or was it Starro?
No, Starro is
Starro. Yeah.
Starro came out in 1960. The character is called Garganos now. He came out in 69.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I never knew of this Shumagorath character until the Marvel vs. Capcom games. I'd never seen this character before.
Yep.
Yeah, he looks great though.
What's up, Daytona? Yeah, it does look like
going on, Daytona.
Well, they ripped off H.P. Lovecraft.
He said it looks like a Beholder from D&D. It does look like, just with
speaking of Starro, I mean, I'd have to get a big Starro figure to sit right next to him because, they would look great together. That's what I want right there.
This one, I can't believe they made a larger version that's accurate to the game, more articulation. Dude, this thing is it's sick. I saw the Hasbro thing today. They nailed it. This thing is perfection out of that game.
Luckily, he's so big that he is single by himself, but I'm sure the price tag on is going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, most likely. And he does have like an effect that goes on his hand too.
Is the chest soft?
No, it's solid.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I was worried about.
God, dude, that is awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in the game, he took up half the screen. So, I mean, it's so accurate.
He's Amazon exclusive. Okay. He's Amazon exclusive. I think it's the 26th, I think, is when he's going to be up for pre-order. I'm not sure. I have to check the date again.
Okay.
But
he's got the hinges on the toes as well. Like they went above and beyond there. Like I'm impressed with this thing.
Pre-tourney has got all the dates.
Yeah. These I'm not impressed by because again, we've already gotten this Omega Red like 3 times now. War Machine I never really gave a shit about.
It sucks because I want Psylocke, but I don't want the other character in the pack. I want Wolverine, but I don't want Silver Samurai.
Yep.
I want Juggernaut. They're probably each going to be like $60 each or more.
Good.
Yeah.
I would almost bank that Juggernaut and that Garganos one that they got there, or Gargantos. I guarantee they're going to be closer to 80. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't see them being so much higher than the Maximum Hulk, though. The Maximum Hulk's like 60, ain't it?
I think so. Yeah, they came down because it was supposed to be 80, and then they came down because the backlash they got with the Spider-Man figure. But yeah, I mean, this is amazing. Yeah, she comes with the other effects too, so you can have the crisscross when she does the move in the Marvel superheroes game. But like that body, like it's perfect. This is what we wanted. But nope, here we go. It's going to be a 2-pack. Scumbags. Same thing. This Wolverine, the articulation. This guy could crouch down almost into a full like ball. His head could look all the way up. We've never had that with a Wolverine figure. Like they nailed everything that they needed to do with him. And so they got the best one and released with this piece of shit one. Look, he's got the double pins there, double pins on the knee. Same ugly ass figure that they released originally, like what was
I
it,
think
12 years
cool,
ago?
man. I think they all look cool. I have no.
But wait a minute, Vinnie, wait a minute. Because remember, the weirdos were yelling at me about how they don't keep the molds. How can they remold it, Vinnie? They don't keep them molds.
Oh, they keep them all. They keep them all. I can guarantee you that. I worked in the industry. I know it. They keep them all. Yeah. So any fanboys or fangirls out there crying, they're reusing old shit. I do like that they also gave Wolverine the effects when he does his slash, his Berserker Barrage, and he runs.
Silver Samurai has this fucking
that was a cool
shuriken. Yeah,
yeah, that did look good. But yeah, and then they didn't even put proper like metallic.
Yeah, they should have did that because the very first one. Do you remember the very first one they did for Toy Biz? Right, that one was like chromed out. The whole figure.
That's what
all his armor.
Him and Silver Surfer. How come they haven't done that yet with those characters? Assholes. But
you know what the bad thing about all this is? You got your Street Fighter line, and you got the Street Fighter Alpha line. You got these characters. You got some other Marvel Legends that were released in the past that'll fit in nicely, like the Sabretooth from that tooth pack with Wolverine, the Cowboy Wolverine. Yeah. But you have all these obscure Capcom characters on that roster that'll never get figures, and you'll never be able to get them into that lineup if you want to do a collection like Sun, the little monkey girl. You're never going to get a figure of her, which sucks. You'll never get that.
You might. I don't know. You might get the cat. You might because what was the cactus? A Darkstalkers character, right? From the later Darkstalkers.
No, that was actually. The cactus was actually just made for Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah, that was a
Oh, I always thought it was from a later Darkstalkers.
Yeah, well, actually, you're gonna love this then, Slasher. The Storm Arena, the ones that are doing the Street Fighter Alphas, they are going to be doing Darkstalkers at that scale as well.
Awesome!
So that means they're gonna be in the same price point as the Jada Toys, and I'm looking forward to those.
Real quick, let's catch up on some of the guys in the chat. Yep. Daytona, he said, I wish Capcom fighting games would do what the OG Mortal Kombat did, imitating the live-action characters. I don't know, maybe.
Like the movie version?
Yeah.
I mean, it could kind of work.
They did once. They did with a fucking... They did a Street Fighter the movie video game. And Van Damme fucking actually did the motion capture for it.
Yeah, Kylie Minogue.
Yeah. They all did the motion capture for the fucking stupid game.
Frankie, if those are the prices, that's ridiculous. Is there a plastic sword? No, but that's the thing. All these companies are crying out, where lives in money? Where they're not losing money. They're just not making quite as much as they were before. They're still way overcharging for all these damn things. And that's one of the things that Vinny and I and a lot of other people, and going back to some of these people that were purchasing these completely ridiculous overpriced figures and saying, look, you're causing the rest of the industry to look at this and say, okay, that should just be the new standard. And then what happens? Every single collector gets screwed over. And then you know what happens when people don't buy them in bulk like they were before? These companies stop making them or they start going under. And don't think it can't happen, because it will. And it's happened before in the past, so it will again. Soul Assassin, how long have fans been asking for fully posable Wolverine? A long time. You're damn right. Trina being a wise ass is because of tariffs. Soul Assassin, Tommy thrives off the retards ringing at him. I absolutely do. I have a blast just going back and forth with
He has an energy meter. It fills his energy meter every time.
Frankie says steel molds are forever, and Daytona says, or an updated Pit Fighter game. Yeah, I always thought Pit Fighter was kind of cool. It wasn't my favorite, but I thought it was neat for what it was.
It's some people like it, some people like it. There's nobody that's like in between with that game. I like it. Some people really hate that fucking game. But Vinny, I got to think of a couple more pictures of those.
Oh, cool.
Where they're doing that, where it has the fucking actions. We already saw this one, but see that one?
Dude, that's killer.
Juggernaut rushing him. That's fucking awesome.
I love that he's got the butterfly joints, too, to get his arm all the way back.
Does the helmet come off?
No.
It doesn't look like it does, right?
No, it slides up and down a little bit and turns side to side.
But do they have different heads? Because this Captain America looks like he's in agony right here.
Yeah, Cap has 2 heads. Psylocke has 2 heads. Venom has 2 heads. They're
See, that would be kind of cool if Juggernaut's helmet did come off, so you could see the Gemma Katorak and the top of his helmet.
That would be cool, but I don't think they. Yeah.
Dude, the poses you can get these guys in.
Yeah, it's sick.
There's one thing missing from Cap, and that's the eagle. He does the pose with the eagle. Yeah. Well, you could just get that Superman figure, I guess, from McFarlane because it comes with the eagle. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. But you see right there, look at that. Look at it. She could do the big move from the game. You know, that is.
Well, hold on. Wasn't there a GI Joe that came with an eagle?
Spirit. And if you are lucky enough to have one of the NECA Assassin's Creeds, one of them comes with an eagle as well. One of the Ezio's.
Hey, I got 2 eagles in because I got Spirit and that Superman figure, so I'm good to go.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Soul Assassin, I like how they're making the game versions now. A few years ago, they did the AVP game figures, and now I kind of want to see Primal Rage figures make a comeback.
Oh, that'd be cool.
You never know. I mean, we've talked about it over and over again on the show, how they keep dipping into stuff from, bygone eras because that's what sells. Go ahead, Slasher.
They did Primal Rage figures back in the day, right?
Back in the day, I think one of the companies did, but they weren't like at the level we're at now.
Yeah, it wasn't like, but they didn't even they weren't very popular, but.
Yeah, right, Daytona? They should. And make it available to just unknown comic artists. Vinnie wins. Does anybody else have anything before we wind up getting back in Transformers? Should I just get back into Transformers now?
Yeah.
I have something, but it's not Transformers, so I'll wait until the next intermission.
Oh yeah, these Primal Rage figures actually look pretty fucking cool.
I'll show one more thing since we're still a little bit on the fighting stuff. So here's Storm Arena, the 6-inch scale of things that they've been doing. Here's a sneak peek at their Sagat.
Yeah, I saw this one too. There's 2 different color ones, right? Isn't there 2 different color ones?
Well, they're known for doing multiple, so I mean, yeah, we'll probably see the other version as well.
Fucking Hagar, they'll get Hagar and T-Bird, Hagar and T-Hawk.
Yeah, and we got the Alpha version. They didn't put the cuts yet in the arms and stuff, but yeah, I love that they're going to do this version. That's one of my favorite versions of it. And they have Dan as well. So the
Storm with pants.
Yep, Storm Arena. They're crushing it. Like they know what they're doing here. And I think they had they had 2 prototypes. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, awesome!
Right, so they're finally going to be doing these. Yeah,
I forget what was the other one's name. I forgot her name.
Lilith.
Felicia. The cat was
Felicia. Was the cat?
No, Felicia's the cat. Yeah,
this was
in the later Darkstalkers. They did another succubus. That was
which I think
it wasn't Morrigan. I know.
It wasn't Morrigan. It was, I think, part of her soul gets Stop, Cooney. Her soul gets split, and she's like she came from Morgan. They did something in the storyline, but yeah, I think it's either a Lilith or Lily or something like that. That character.
Where's BB Hood?
What's that?
BB Hood is the
Red Riding Hood.
Yeah, the Red Riding Hood.
With the guns in her basket.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this line because they had some awesome characters. Dimitri, Victor, the Frankenstein character. There's a lot of cool shit that's going to be coming out of that monster line.
Oh, I hope they make the Gill Man character.
Yeah.
Anacharis would be expensive because that motherfucker would be big. The fucking sarcophagus.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
He's just a floating sarcophagus.
Well, I sometimes wondered would a lot of these other companies be stepping it up if it wasn't for companies like Jada and everything freaking stepping it up and just taking it to the next level.
Oh yeah, well that's it, right? We have healthy competition because of those other companies and Jada. They've been hitting home runs. There's another one I'm going to be reviewing next week. But here you go. Here's a better look at this.
Oh fuck it! They made Cody. No guy though. No
Freddie
guy.
Mercury.
He's gonna be there.
Freddie Mercury.
No, this is the mayor who is a wrestler.
Mike Hagar from Final Fight.
They kidnapped his daughter, and that's why he goes ape shit on the streets with the other guys. And
beat shit out of everybody.
Yep.
They really should make a Final Fight movie because it's such a basic plot that would work so well.
Oh yeah,
they'll make it stupid. They'll find a way to make it stupid.
Hollywood always finds a way.
They find a way to do it. Well, I got a little head, Tommy.
All right. And go ahead now. All right, we're going to dip back into Transformer. Oh, what are you going to show something, Adam?
Yeah, I got a little head. Little head.
Oh, there he is.
I love your Bane collection, man. Those guys are great.
That's awesome, Adam. I love that, him holding Batman's head.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I was like, I got a little head, I wasn't joking. And when they were saying the fight and stuff, and we got the black lights going on and everything, and everybody's happy as always. But I mean, yeah, I got a little head. I thought it was kind of funny, and just because I know you're dying to get back into it, we can get back to the Transformers.
That's right. Yeah, before Tommy has an aneurysm.
that was a good leading, though. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that.
Beautiful.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to. What did it? Did I miss anything? Now I can. Now I can't unsee Freddie Mercury. Thanks, Trina. Iceman Modeler is asking for Gomez Bison pre-AIDS. Oh no, Hollywood will do, bad dudes. Little head, black lights. That reminds me of Batman and Robin. Guys, let's get back into Transformers. And the pigs, of course, are kicking it off. We're bringing the fire for the Transformers tonight. Hope you enjoyed this one.
Welcome, one and all. I am your Professor Indy of the Guinea Pig Collective. And now, we are going to get into some toy history. And it is I, Indy, ready to continue where Helmet left off with toys from the past with this Indy's toy history lesson. So let's talk some more about those catalogs from Transformers. One of the things that Helmet had mentioned is how many different catalogs had come out. Now we're going to go back through the original catalog for the reinforcements from Cybertron that Helmet shown, and then we're going to take a look a little bit further at not only that, but some of the other catalogs that wound up coming out later on, such as this one. Have the Decepticons defeated us once and for all? It's got an open split page of Thundercracker, and then it shows all the other Autobots that are available through this mail-away, including all three Omnibots, Ratchet, Mirage, Wheeljack, and Sunstreaker. And look at the date on there, 1985. Once again, proving that the first catalog came out in 84 because, well, it has 84 stamped on there. And then in 86, we get the one for Reflector, which was a teeny tiny little one. But Reflector was not the only catalog that came out that year. There is a second one. But, of course, this one has 86 stamped on it, and it tells you when you can get him up until, I believe it was September of 87. And here we go with our other one from 86 with Ultra Magnus. Yes, Ultra Magnus finally appears on the catalog, and this one is dated 1986. And of course, a lot of the same figures that were available in the last catalog are also available here, along with the VHS tapes and the Stars membership kit, which now includes the Big Giant Transformers Control Center. And once again, you can see right there, it says 86. A little difficult to make out, but you could just make it out. And this one was also available at 87. And then on the back, we also see Sunstreaker and Wheeljack. And a special order, value order, I should say, for the Omnibots.
Yeah, man. Still have a ton of those old catalogs sitting in the back.
Yeah, I love those catalogs. I love any time if Toyline came out with some kind of a catalog, you know, it was cool because you get to see everything else that's coming out, or, you know, have almost like a checklist.
Yeah, you know, some of those I've seen some of these catalogs that terrible shape. Like, oh my god, it looks like somebody chewed them up. But yeah, all the ones, well, I should say most of the ones I have are in really good shape, and I keep them well protected too, so they don't, you know, deteriorate. Tommy for president, Vinnie as VP, Trina could be press secretary, Soul as health chief. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. So before I get into the next part, because the next part is going to be a long review, we're going to take one more commercial break, and we're going to look at some more of those old school Transformer commercials. Man, I miss when they did commercials like this for toy lines. It was something special to grow up in this time and to see all those commercials. We just don't see them anymore, and I miss them myself.
Oh, yeah.
But here we go with another commercial break.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Tired of losing battle after battle in the sky, the Autobots create the ultimate robot jet. Jetfire.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
But the evil Decepticons have a secret new weapon. Shockwave.
The Transformers, robots in disguise.
Shockwave will stop him!
The Transformers
from Hasbro.
Oh, look!
What is it? It's the Insecticons, an evil new menace from the world of the Transformers.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise.
Insecticons! Transform the Dynamite!
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
The Transformers from Hasbro.
New Autobots join Optimus Prime, Smokescreen, Trax, Hoist, Inferno, Red Alert, and Grapple. And joining the evil Decepticons, Thrust and Dirge.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, robots in disguise. The Transformers.
Decepticon attack! Autobots will stop him!
The Transformers.
The Transformers from Hasbro.
Hey, this is Radio I found.
Autobot intruder.
Where?
Here.
Introducing Blaster. He looks like an innocent radio, but transformed, he's the powerful Autobot communicator.
Optimus Prime to Blaster! Watch out for Soundwave!
Robots in disguise.
It's Soundwave and Buzzsaw! Blaster and Prime will stop him!
The Transformers.
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
There's the Autobot defense base!
But where are the Autobots?
Who cares? Decepticons are gone!
Oh no, look!
It's Omega Supreme!
Introducing the Autobots Omega Supreme Defense Base. It comes with a motorized tank with flashing turret light.
Decepticons! Counterattack Omega Supreme!
Transformers.
Omega Supreme will stop him!
Robots in disguise.
Omega Supreme is invincible!
Transformers.
The Transformers, sold separately, batteries not included from Hasbro.
And as the battle between the Autobots and Decepticons rages on, Megatron creates double changes.
It was having a
evil
stroke.
Decepticons of all. But the Autobot scientist Perceptor is ready for anything. Introducing Perceptor. From a working microscope, he transforms into a robot.
The Transformers.
And Triple Changer Blitzwing transforms from tank to plane, and from plane to robot.
Robots in disguise.
Triple Changer! Autobots will stop him!
The Transformers.
Sold separately from Hasbro.
Now, back to our program.
Yeah, right? Some of them do look like they're having fucking fits.
Right? Those kids need to see a doctor. He's got that squinty eye. Robots in disguise. Dude, what's wrong with you kids? Jesus.
Real quick, Time Prophet. I'm sorry to hear about that. Time Prophet said that his His wife had passed away after a 2-year battle with cancer. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, man.
And as far as not being here, man, you don't need to have an excuse for that, man. Everybody's welcome to be here when they could be here. You know, this is all about having fun. This is not like, hey, I demand your presence. I would never say that to anybody.
Exactly.
I hope
man.
everything works out, and I'm sorry, man. Condolences
nothing
to you.
But thoughts and prayers to you and your family.
Condolences.
Absolutely.
All my love to you, Time Prophet, and it is good to see you. I hope you're healing.
Yeah, man.
Back when kids look normal. You're not wrong, but I hope that we can cheer you up a little bit, Time Prophet. I know myself when I'm feeling down. Looking at toys always helps, especially Transformers. So what I'm going to get into now is actually going to be a review. This is something that I've actually had in the back for a very long time, and as Vinnie knows, I've got crates and crates and crates. Slasher, Trina, they've seen the pictures too, so is Adam. Everybody knows by now that I've got a ridiculous amount of freaking Transformer figures sitting in the back that I haven't gotten around to reviewing yet. So this is just one of the ones that I wound up finally getting to. Border crossing Mexican vatos.
Mexicans. Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
That was great.
Yeah, this is a few-parter, so we'll play parts talking between and get everybody's thoughts on this set. This was a pretty interesting set. I believe this might have been an exclusive set somewhere because it was actually 3 figures in one box. So here we go with our review.
Welcome back, everyone, with me, Dark Helmet, the Sci-Fi and Transformers Pig, as we're getting ready to take a look at Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy Fan Vote Battle 3-Pack with Hologram Mirage, Impactor, and Power Dasher Aragon. So looking at the box, you can see some of the artwork, you can see that the figures that are on the back, they really make Mirage look almost ghost-like in appearance, but obviously he doesn't look like that in real life. A little bit of a misdirection. Here we go, we're starting off with Impactor. This one is not much different than the regular Siege release. I think maybe some of the colors might be slightly different, but there really is no difference. It's the exact same figure and basically the same colors. Here we go.
And there's your Frankenstein model, Trina.
An action pose showing off the articulation. We're not going to get down into all the points. We're just going to show them off in action poses instead. Here goes another one, got him in a bit of a running position where the one gun actually comes off the main gun, so you can have 2 blasters in his hand. Then you could turn around and you flip his hand around, and that becomes the hook hand that Impactor is known for. I like that little addition that they added onto this one. It really does complete the figure. As you can see, all the movement that he has with the knee joints, the hips, the rockers down at the feet, the elbows, the shoulders, everything is there that you would expect. A good twist at the waist and some head movement, even though it's minimal. Here we go with finally Impactor in his tank mode. It's a pretty solid tank. Everything snaps together pretty solidly, and you can port that extra mini blaster on top of that. I guess that would be an extra tank gun on top. But as you can see, his gun ports in between his 2 hands, and it is a movable turret. Doesn't move side to side, but up and down.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Yep, I saw what you meant. Yeah, that was the Frankenstein.
Yeah, it was the basic same model they used, the Impactor figure, which the Impactor figure was a very solid figure. So, I mean, it's kind of weird having 2 almost the same one. I think the only thing different was the paint scheme, because in the regular Siege line, he had more of the scuff marks and everything that they were doing in that first line. So
I think
this one was a
version
little bit
I
more
have.
clean. Yeah.
That was a cool color scheme on there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Soul Assassin, can you all imagine Tommy looking for a certain toy in his collection? Be like that scene from Raiders where Indy uses his staff to find where the Ark is buried.
It's like the warehouse.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Time Prophet was also happy to see that I got the microwave oven back. If you would have seen Tuesday, I did one where I had the pigs on the microwave table. So
they seem to like it there.
You know what? Barnes doesn't give a rat's ass. I could put him on that rotating table and he will just sit there. Stripe, on the other hand, he's like a few turns and like he wants to get off.
Right.
Good answer, Trina. But any thoughts on that before I get to the next figure in this 3-pack?
No.
All right, here we go.
We now return to the Transformers.
And here we go with our Hollow Mirage. He does have a little bit of transparent plastic, even though it doesn't shine through very well. We'll turn the lights off right here so you can see it a little bit better. Even then, the light doesn't seem to make it all the way up through this guy. He doesn't seem to glow like they make it look like he's going to on the back of the box. And the plastic does feel kind of chintzy, unfortunately. But here you go. We got a second light in there so you can see him lit up a little bit better. Even then, it doesn't really make it all the way through the figure. Here we go with Mirage in a bit of an action pose. I will say that the rockers are pretty loose, and some of the other limbs on this guy are actually pretty loose as well. But he does still hold a pose. His biggest problem, even though he's got tons of movement, can get down to a kneeling position where Impactor couldn't, is that the plastic, because it's that clear plastic, feels very cheap. It feels like it's going to break. Here we go in a bit of a running position. You could take the missile off the shoulder cannon. Yes, that one gun does become a shoulder cannon like the G1, and that little missile could become a separate gun. And finally, here we go in his Formula One race car mode. It's not bad looking. It looks very G1, but it's almost kind of hard to tell the detailing on this because of the coloring, because of that clear plastic blue. And then here you go with his weapons, ported onto the back fins of his race car mode, completing Mirage as attack vehicle.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
I really do like that. I think he looks great, but yeah, that when they do the translucent plastic, it's always way more brittle. It's not durable at all. So that's kind of a shame, but I mean, it does look good.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't like about it, and I'm sure Shifty has probably seen a few of these, he might even have a few, when they do the hologram figures for like Star Wars, when they put a light under it, it seems to go almost through the entire figure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not for the Star Wars ones too much, and that's one of the reasons why those don't sell too well. Plus, it's a niche type of deal. But yeah, for that though, I think that looks a lot better. What you had there compared to what they tried with Star Wars figures. That actually looks really nice.
Yeah, it wasn't one that I necessarily needed. I see Adam's back too. It's not necessarily one I needed, but I didn't hate it. Again, once again, there were some loose joints on it, though. I mean, they weren't super sloppy, but they were a little bit more loose than I would have expected brand new out of the packaging. Because, when I did this review, obviously, this was the first time that I opened these things up. So, I was a little disappointed in that.
What they should have done is added some like white or something or some yellow to it to like if you use like a black light and could at the same time or something, that way you could see the detail pop in the figure,
right?
Instead of it just being all blue.
I think the only thing they added was the eyes. I think.
Oh,
if I remember.
Well,
correctly.
it's still it looks neat, but yeah, it needs more detail on it.
And then, of course, there's one more there's one more figure in this pack. I still have one more clip after this, but there's one more figure in this tri-pack, and this is something that I already kind of got into earlier, but we're going to get into a little bit more detail about this figure and some of the takeaways on it. Helmet, oh Piggy, will you take it away?
We now return to the Transformers.
Finally, let's show off Aragon the Power Dasher. Yes, this is how he comes in the box in a whole bunch of different pieces because he is a weaponizer. A weaponizer is basically a bot that tears apart and can attach to other bots to create extra armor or weapons for them. So let's go ahead and start assembling Aragon into his robot form. And assembling them really isn't that difficult. These things are, unfortunately, weaponizers are more like parts formers than they are transformers. But the fact that we got a Power Dasher, I still think is pretty cool. His biggest drawback is when you snap that piece together that I just put the waist and the top half, it doesn't stay together very well. The port on it is very weak, so it tends to wind up falling off the bottom half. The legs port in pretty securely. That's not a problem whatsoever. And then, of course, we're going to wind up getting around to those arms. Just a few things you gotta flip around on there because there's a whole bunch of different ports when it becomes a weaponizer. So you gotta get the right ones to plug them into the side of the body. So he has his arms. And there we go, one. Let's get the other one on there. And finally complete Aragon, the race car from the Power Dashers. And there you go with Aragon. Semi looking like the original Power Dasher. And there you go, the top half just fell right off. Just what I was talking about, that port that's on there is not very secure, so it doesn't hold it. The minute you're positioning him, he tends to fall over. He can get down into a kneeling position, so there is no lack of articulation in this guy. It's not bad. It gets in some pretty good moves. The arms, however, there is no rockers up in the shoulders. It's just a straight up and down. It's those side pieces that lift out and flare that give him the side movement to his arms. It does have the elbow cut. Of course, you see the knees, all the rockers, the hips, the waist. There is still a ton of articulation on this weaponizer, but hollow points in the back of them. Here we go with his double blasters. These are the only things that he comes with extra. Not bad, but once again, the hollow spot in the back. And here we go in his vehicle form. This is my least favorite part about him. This does not look anything like the race car Power Dasher that he's originally supposed to be inspired from. This is just a lazy and horrible looking design. Well, because they wanted a weaponizer.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Yeah, that weaponizer, he's just a reuse of another one they had, I think, in the beginning of Siege.
Yep. Yeah, and I think I talk about that in the last part, where I might talk about in one of the other reviews I did, and I like the idea that they put out a Power Dasher. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool that they were digging through the old stuff, stuff that was cataloged and everything. And they put these figures out, but I think they could have did a better job. If they would have did a separate mold on this, or they would have made some changes to the existing mold that make it, at least look a little bit more like a race car in its transformed state, I wouldn't have been as critical about it. But yeah. I think that lazy vehicle mode, it just looks like garbage. It's terrible. And I tried to see if there was a way to flip those legs up to kind of make it look like more like a race car if you take the arms out. Unfortunately, it's so back heavy that it just falls backwards, so it doesn't look anything like the race car.
Yeah, the robot mode doesn't look too bad, but once you get in the car, the vehicle mode, that's no good.
No, it's no good at all. What's going on? Happy Dinosaur. Happy Dinosaur's in the house, man. Good to see you. He's sending condolences to the Time Prophet as well. Picture Dark Helmet playing with these dolls. Hey, you didn't see nothing, Iceman Modeler. You didn't see Helmet playing with his dolls. Tommy opens the door. Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see nothing. Scrambles the Death Dealer also in the house. What's going on, Scrambles? Draven also in the house. What's up, Draven? Man, good to see all of you guys. Thank you for joining us. I hope everybody's having a good time as we're all just getting into Transform crazy time and just talking about the fun stuff that I got out there. And even with the problems that Hasbro had with some of these things, at least they tried. I'll give them that. but they probably should have tried a little harder. That's all I'm going to say. Adam, wait a minute. Adam was in the back too? Oh, okay. There he goes.
Yeah, I had the dogs barking. Sorry. So because I had missed out, here's kind of the office beforehand, like years ago, because, you know, Hot Wheels, since I got kind of cut off with the electric. And yeah, here we go. There's luckily the smoke is covering up the side YouTube wouldn't like. But yeah, there was the fog machine with again the old setup. And there's some Spider-Man cars and stuff that I had way back when, which I do still have. But yeah. And oops, there we go. There we go. There's, like I said, the room was full of Hot Wheel cars. I wasn't exaggerating when I said I had comics and Hot Wheels on the.
That's awesome.
So, you know, and again, you know, just kind of sharing our collections is, and again, you guys have seen this room change because it doesn't look like this anymore. But yeah,
you mean transform?
It transformed into you know, that's the tater heads there, because you know me and those tater heads.
Yeah, those are cool. I like those.
So yeah, that's how that worked out. I'm glad that as bad as the picture looks, when you zoom in, it's actually not too bad. But yeah, that was just a little bit of the fun to show as we have Devastator, as he should be, with Megatron on his shoulder, you know, hanging out here saying, hey.
Hey, I'm glad that you made it back, Adam. Also glad that Slasher made it back. Guys, good to have you back on. Got one more part for this triple pack, and then we're going to hit a commercial break, and if anybody else wants to step up, you can. If not, I can keep going because, like I said, I got tons of stuff to show.
Tommy can go all
night long. The piggies are well equipped, and we can go all night long, baby. But here we go with our last part for our War for Cybertron, and this was a fan-voted 3-pack. So the fans voted that this is the 3-pack that they wanted, and they got it. I questioned some of the decision on Hasbro with Aragon, and yes, his name is Aragon. And the funny thing about the Power Dasher car, he didn't have a name originally. The fans came up with the name Aragon for him, and Hasbro listened to the fans, and they made it official in their canon, and that's the name of that car, Power Dasher. His name is Aragon. I thought it was kind of funny they pulled something from Lord of the Rings, but whatever. I guess it works. But here we go with the last part for this 3-pack.
We now return to the Transformers.
Here we go again with Mirage and Impactor, and final thoughts on this set. So this set does have a lot going for it. Mirage and Impactor are both fairly solid figures, but overall this set is lacking a bit with the inclusion of Aragon, because he does not look like his Power Dasher inspirational toy. He doesn't look like a race car, and he doesn't look a whole lot like him in robot form. And this is what you do with Aragon, and this is why he looks so bad, because they wanted him to be a weaponizer, and they basically based him off figures that they already had in production, and they just retooled it a little bit and recolored it to make this figure. Overall, the set is still pretty cool. It does have a lot to offer, especially if you want a hologram look at Mirage. The best that we can give this set is a 7 out of 10.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
So Impactor wanted to be a little taller.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. The weaponized parts become almost like stilts for the room.
Yeah, it was weird.
I mean, I get the top half becoming guns and everything that come over the top of the arms, and then, you know, the one part becomes like a shield and everything. But yeah, like the stilt thing is just, it's weird.
Like, what do we do with the legs? I don't know. Just throw them on its feet.
Yeah, I think if they spent just a little bit more time on the Aragon figure, this set could have easily been like an 8 and maybe even 8.5, even with the issues that Mirage had with the loose joints and the plastic feeling a little brittle. It's still a really nice set to have. And, other than when I wound up picking up, and I don't even recall where I picked it up or what point I picked it up, it was many years ago. I'm still glad I have it regardless. It's still nice to be able to say, okay, I've got their retooling of a Power Dasher from the old line. So I still think that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Transformer. Oh, no. Stop that. Guinea pigs in disguise. Fan name stuck. Yeah, it is cool that they paid attention and the fan name stuck on there. I love that shit when they do that shit. So we're going to hit a commercial break. And if anybody else wants to go for it, let me know. If not, I'll go again. Just let me know in the private chat. But here's another commercial break showing off some of those old, fantastic Hasbro Transformer commercials that were just spectacular and we'll probably never, ever see again. Unless they make me president of Hasbro.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Introducing Jump Starters. Jump Starters. In the world of the Transformers, no Autobot can jump into action faster than Jump Starters.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers, wow. Decepticons! Jump Starters, attack! The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
The Transformers from Hasbro. In the world of the Transformers, it used to be easy to tell the Autobots from the Decepticons. But now, the mini-spies are on the loose. They look like Autobots, but are they? It's a Decepticon! After him! Transformer mini-spies. You get one with each of the 6 Autobot mini-car packages. Motorized Transformers. You can't tell if they're Autobots or Decepticons until you rub up their symbol.
It's an Autobot!
Transformer mini-spies. Get them while supplies last from Hasbro.
To help them battle the evil Decepticons, the Autobots create Dinobots.
There's your Dinobot commercial, Vinnie.
Dinobots, get him! Can't beat the Dinobots!
The Autobots didn't create them. Why are they lying in commercials?
Transformer figures, each sold separately from Hasbro.
The Decepticons are invading your command post. As they storm the power station, you counterattack with a new secret weapon you control. A speeding Transformers train that's more than just a train, as every car transforms into a Hawk Fighter weapon center. Proton laser. Search mode switched.
And ready for action! And in position to cut off the enemy's escape.
Your Hawk Fighter attacks with supersonic speed and saves the power station. You won today, but will you be ready tomorrow? Transformers Electric Training Battle Set by Tyco, of course. Matron the Autobot on the alert for Freezon, the Decepticon.
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Up ahead, is that the enemy in disguise? If it is, 2 can play this game. And the chase is on between Natron and Freezog in one form or another.
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
In Transformers Racing. Now, turn off the lights and your Transformers race into a whole new universe of night glow. Transformers Electric Racing by Tyco, of course.
And more Autobots join Optimus Prime. Cup
reminds me of the battle on Beta 4.
Hot Rod.
Watch my smoke.
Blur.
Now you see me. Now you don't.
And these are the new Decepticons, the evil Cyclonus.
I'm spoiling for a fight.
And Scourge.
No one escapes the sweet.
But soon a new Autobot leader will arrive. Introducing Rodimus Prime. No one can take on the Decepticons like Rodimus Prime.
Transformers.
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Now, back to our program.
That kid transformed, Jesus.
That first racing track, that shit is awesome. I never saw that one before.
What, the train set?
Yeah, that shit was fucking dope.
I thought that was awesome. Yeah, I thought the regular racetrack too from Tyco looked pretty cool too with the little.
That was cool too. But that fucking train, that shit is fucking sick.
Yeah, it was.
I
I remember seeing it. I wanted it so bad, but my dad had already bought me a Tyco train set back in the day, and he wasn't about to shell out the money to get another one.
Mm-hmm.
The Toys R Us, I think, had it on display. Sorry, Shifty, go ahead.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, the best part about them commercials is the guy all the announcers that they have.
The robots in disguise.
The Decepticons. You know, he always got that weird voice. He's like Decepticons. You know,
it's
great
creepy
stuff.
when they have the little kid with the robot voice saying "robots in disguise."
And then they kid.
Oh, especially in G2 when they changed the voices up with the G2 commercials.
Oh yeah.
Greetings, Daniel Evans. I hope that you're doing well. Thanks for joining us.
What's up? Yeah, I like when they got the voice actors to do a little commercial spots. But why do they keep lying to us, saying that the Autobots created the Dinobots?
Well, that all depends on which canon you're going by. So in the original canon, in the Sunbow cartoon, the Autobots did create the Dinobots.
And what about Jetfire? Because they said the same thing for him.
Right. So that's a little bit of a conundrum. So in the comics, technically, he wasn't even created by the Autobots. He was created by Shockwave, and then Spike Witwicky actually gets the power of the creation matrix from Optimus Prime, and he reprograms Jetfire. So a lot of this stuff as the toys were coming out wasn't entirely fleshed out. Mm-hmm. So they were kind of running by the seat of their pants when they're doing some of these commercials. So
yeah, I just remember the cartoon. It was Jetfire and Starscream. They worked together on Cybertron.
Cybertron. Yep. And they had to call him Skyfire because they couldn't use the name Jetfire or the likeness of the Bondi Valkyrie jet on TV.
Mm-hmm. Going back to the commercial break before this last commercial break, when you were showing off the Insecticons, boy, were they assholes! I mean, they just picked the form of insects so they could go and terrorize farmers. I mean, what the heck? They just seem like the biggest assholes in the world. I mean, they could pick any form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they in the cartoons, if you think about it.
Well, if you rub the little logo, it's a donkey. It's a.
Yeah, I like how
Democrat.
That first commercial where the car rolls in, they're like, they rub the sticker. That's the Decepticon. Imagine if that's how it really worked in Transformers.
It was for the mini spies.
Oh my God.
For the mini spies, that's exactly how it works. So you didn't know if you got an Autobot or a Decepticon mini spy until you actually rubbed the logo.
You had to rub it.
And that's the thing. Well, they did that on purpose, and it wound up being something like 36 to 48 different figures you can get with the mini spies, because there was a few variations, 4 different colors, 4 different vehicles, and then there was 2 different sets of rims. Then you had the 2 different logos that you could possibly have on, and I think it wound up being something like 48 different ones you can get. But they only came with the original 6 figures. They didn't come with the new figure, so you'd have to buy multiples of the same figure in order to try to get them all.
How many do you have? 25?
No, I think I only got about 7 or 8 of them, maybe at most.
So when are you going to get into the headmasters? Because we were talking about earlier. Headmasters.
I'm not going to be. That was one of the
family show.
I didn't collect a lot of the headmasters, honestly. And I know there was a lot of people that had like really strong points about loving the Headmaster and Target Masters, but believe it or not, that's actually when sales started to dip for the Transformers. And then the Pretenders, when they came out, that absolutely started destroying Hasbro. And it was right around the time of the Headmasters and Target Masters that Hasbro had taken over development of the figures. It was no longer Takara. And I think it kind of showed in the way the figures were being made.
The Pretenders. Chrissy Hine, did she?
They had this stupid gimmick where it was a tiny robot inside this big plastic shell. So the plastic shell would just pop apart, and you take the mini figure out.
I have the skeleton, the one with the skull face and the samurai
Bludgeon.
costume. Yeah,
Bludgeon.
Yeah. I just have the outside. I don't have the transform.
I had Starscream and Grimlock when they did that with them.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
They did it with pre-existing characters. I thought.
Yeah, they did a line called the Classics, and here's the interesting thing about the Classics. So Vinnie's got the one that came with the shell, which was the standard release for all their other stories.
Yeah.
They also had a Kmart exclusive at the time that just came with the minifigures on the inside of the shell. It didn't come with the Pretender shell, and they just literally just labeled them instead of Pretenders Classics. They just listed them as Classics.
Oh.
But Adam's got something in the bullpen waiting to bring up. There you go, Adam.
It's the most expensive Transformer you'll ever see. So this was my 2000.
That's mine. You get the wrong. You get the wrong picture.
Oh no! Damn it! I'm looking at what.
This one.
There you
go. There you go.
So this is the 2006 Scion that I bought. That's themed after Kung Fu Panda, basically. So the first show,
nice.
You know, so black and white, looked like a cop car, yeah. So then we kind of going to fast forward, and this is when we started getting into the Kung Fu Panda stages and rocking out.
Do you have skadoosh written anywhere on there?
Yeah, well, you know, they sanded it all off, Vinny. They had to make sure, you know, they cleaned it all up. And then we ended up with this wasn't the right color. It wasn't supposed to be this color of purple. This color of purple does not exist. When we got it from the paint shop, they couldn't, we don't know what they did. So the whole car ended up being what was supposed to be a darker purple. That was only ran for like 1 year with a foreign brand, but it was a sick purple, which I do still have. Well, so this is what I was stuck with. It kind of went more grimace.
Oh man.
So we went with the two-tone with the gold and the purple and just kind of made the best with it. And you know, and again, it wasn't what it was supposed to be, but you know, limited money, so you do what you can. Raised lots of money. Here we go with some of the lights. I mean, come on. Where are you going to get a shot like that?
That is cool.
You know, that's not AI because I took the damn picture.
Iceman Modeler said the Assman license plate like Kramer.
Jumped on me there. So yeah, and then that's where we're getting into the Transformers part here.
Wow.
Yeah, it ended up actually becoming a Decepticon because it always identified as one.
I like that.
And yeah, this is the most expensive Transformer I've ever had.
Dude, that's
literally.
Yeah, man.
Awesome, Adam.
That is
so
sweet.
yeah, I mean, with you doing that, you know, and again, I wasn't prepared, but I do have cool things, and this was, you know, again, that was my day-to-day driver.
That's awesome.
And that all came, as you can see now, the two different colors. The top was the purple, and the bottom was the purple it was supposed to be. The whole car. So yeah, made lemonade out of a something to be kind of shitty about.
Oh, for sure, dude.
But yeah, this came out of my brain. You know, I just kind of threw a bunch of ideas together and then we made it work.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, the gold looks good with that.
Thank you. But yeah, man, that's the most expensive Transformer I have ever had, other than, you know, the one I still have that I haven't done a lot with yet, but will be.
The Shawmobile.
Look, man, we can buy Transformers. You can do all kinds of cool things, and as you guys have seen, I've done pretty crazy things with cars, and I have fun doing it and then showing it off. You know, so.
And did you get crazy and get out of a car wearing a pimp suit like Kramer?
Well, I did have a mannequin Joker that's behind me, hanging out of the moonroof. So yeah, I mean. And he is in a suit, and actually that suit that he's wearing fits me.
I would love to see Adam get out of his car wearing a Jokerized pimp suit. But you need to have aquarium high heels. Punching kids for toys. Oh, no. Take that, you little sucker.
Yeah. The legend of Tommy continues.
I know Shifty says he's got something for a little bit later. Slasher, do you have anything or?
Shifty could go first if you want.
Well, Shifty said he was going to wait till a little later. That's up to him.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I just got.
Go ahead.
I picked up 2 figures today. You showed these a while ago. I'm pretty sure you did something on these a while ago, right? The Playmates Dick Tracy.
Oh, Dick Tracy.
I did a talk about them, but I don't think I ever showed any off.
You have some of these though, right? I thought you showed that.
Yeah, there was a few sitting in the back, I believe.
All right. Are the legs on all these things fucked up? Because these things stand worse than the Ninja Turtles figures.
Yeah,
I remember
like
that they did. Yeah.
Look at his legs though. They're so fucking weird. Look, if you stand him up, like one of his feet is still like raised. They can't stand right.
It's like a NECA figure.
Yeah.
Well, Playmates did the same shit with the Ninja Turtle figures. Those things stood so stupidly. But like he has this, flat feet. Get it? He's a cop. No, but fucking like the Ninja Turtles ones were so stupid because some of them like their feet was like on their tiptoes and like the bottom part of their foot was like raised up.
Yeah.
But this one's completely flat, so there's no fucking excuse. But he has no weapon. Cool. I got him out of the $5 bin, so like the only thing you could do is like talk to his watch. That's about all I could do with him. But he didn't come with the fucking coat. This figure originally, like in the box, no fucking yellow trench coat.
Was there a version that did have one that was like sculpted?
I thought there was.
Not from this line. I don't think from this line.
Oh.
I thought
there was.
I thought this was the only Dick Tracy figure in that line because this didn't last anything after the movie came out. They didn't keep making these.
I thought they had a couple of versions of them.
Maybe, I don't know. I just remember this one. I never saw one with the trench coat.
That's how most of those toy lines were doing those figures back then anyway. From the movie lines, it would do a few different versions of the main character.
Yeah, like the Batman figures, yeah. And I got this out of the $5 bin too. This is weird. All right, I knew this was Aquaman. I knew this was a fucked up version of a weird version of Aquaman. I completely forgot about these when they did the DC like Masters of the Universe type figures a few years ago. But he can't turn his head because of this shoulder thing and his beard, so he can't turn his head. But
that looks nothing like Jason Momoa. I don't know.
It doesn't. He doesn't have fucking bleach blonde hair like this. But he looks cool. Some of them don't look cool, like the Joker one. They have a Joker one like this.
He's that beefed out.
Yes, Joker.
Oh my God.
No, that's not the Joker.
No.
But I like this one. $5. Why not?
Yeah, kind of a cool design.
Yeah, that's all I have for this week.
Well, awesome. Yeah, those Dick Tracys, I'm pretty sure they made a few different ones of Dick Tracy, and I could have swore there was one with the yellow trench coat as well.
I'll see if they did one.
Beard is epic. I think Aquaman originally had short blonde hair. Yeah.
And no beard. He was completely, he was clean cut Aquaman.
Well, that was later on. They started, giving him more like a gruff look.
They made a ton of villains for that Dick Tracy line, though.
It was Dick Tracy and a bunch of villains.
Yep. Some of the ones that most people probably didn't remember unless they read the comic strips.
Yeah.
Well, they had a bunch of them.
I'm seeing one in the box right now, and he had no trench coat. And a bunch of people are posting pictures of him with the trench coat. So I guess these people customized the fucking trench coat for him because he didn't.
It's soft goods.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, interesting.
Awesome. Am I going again before anybody else, or does somebody else want to go now?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Whatever you want to do.
All right. I got another one. It's two different video. It's 2 parts, I should say. So these are the other 2 figures that I kind of hinted on with the last review. So we're going to get into a few more of these War for Cybertron, and these guys were Pulse exclusive. So they came in the little sealed box that you couldn't see anything, because obviously, from Pulse, you're not going to get an open package of any sort getting delivered in the mail. But these ones are pretty interesting. I do believe the first half really does capture the essence of what this figure should have looked like. Second one, not quite so much. Guys, let me know what you think about this.
Greetings, everyone. It is I, Dark Helmet, the Sci-Fi and Transformers Pig. Today we'll be looking at Power Dashers Zatar and Chromar, and we are starting off with Power Dasher Zatar, otherwise known as the Drill, the Mailaways from 1984. Overall, this one looks the most like the original Power Dasher and does not have a lot of hollow spots on him, and is overall a pretty solid figure. Does not fall apart like Aragon did from the 3-pack. So here we go with Zatar in a bit of battle position. He does have the one gun that ports on the side because he does not have hands. He has claws, and we have the one open right there. Overall, decent looking figure. You can see all the points of articulation as he does get down into a kneeling position. He's got good knees, he's got rockers, movement at the hips, a waist turn, a head turn, elbows, and he does have the flare outs at the biceps instead of the flares at the shoulders because the shoulders are just up and down. Here we go in another position where we got Zatar running into battle. Does hold his balance fairly well. Once again, I want to point out no hollow spots in him like we've seen with the Aragon Power Dasher. Overall, this one does look pretty good. The head movement on him is super minimal. It's only side to side, and the cone at the top does come off, but it also does allow it to turn a little bit. So if you're doing action with him, it will work. Here we go with Zatar broken down in his components, as he is another one that is a weaponizer. Yet, this one still looks like the original. Here we go, got him assembled in his drill form. And standard as the drill form like this, it comes close to the original one, but you're supposed to add the legs onto this. And once you do, it really no longer resembles the original one. It looks more like a tank drill. I don't really understand the idea behind that. You can also port his gun onto the top of his turret, I guess that would be. And there we go with that. Overall, this one is not bad looking. This one comes the closest, like I said, out of all the Power Dashers to looking like the original 1984 Mailaways. So with that, it's not too bad. And you can disassemble part of the gun and put the one piece into the turret to make it look like a missile firing out. So there are a few options with this one. Let's try one more configuration. So just a quick extra here. I tried to make him look more like the original Power Dasher. Unfortunately, because of this plug-in right here, you can't port that on the side right there to make it look even. But this would have looked a lot closer to the original one if that port would have been available like that.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Tommy, get a fucking drill and put a hole there.
I would, but it's actually part of his weaponizer attachments and everything. So if I destroy that, it's going to ruin being able to do anything else with him. So
He's another one that they repurposed another mold from another figure. In the Siege line, there was another character that had that exact body, except that it didn't have the drill head. It had a normal head.
Okay.
I have it somewhere.
I kind of figured as much, but I think out of, between him and Aragon, he definitely comes closer with the pictures I was showing. Like he definitely comes closer to the original design. And like I tried to see if that port thing would work, and it would have been nice if it did. But unfortunately,
it was so close, man. Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't just do that.
They should have. They could have made, because what they did in a lot of those parts formers, those weaponizer guys, they actually had those ports would fold over on a lot of pieces, and that's why I had to mess with the Aragon figure, because I had to pull the ports out to put his arms back in. Right. They could have did that with that port. They could have had it so that folded in, so you could have put that on the sides and made it look like the original drill form. It wouldn't have been much more for them to do. They'd already done that with a bunch of other parts on the damn figure anyway. They should have.
They're lazy.
It'd be neat if there was like a button you can push to make the drill part spin.
Oh yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I mean, overall, I was pretty pleased with him. I mean, the only thing is weak on him is just the center part where the body attaches.
Yeah, he still looks good. Yeah, he does look good.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a second one here. We got the last of our Power Dasher trio, and this one, I think he comes closer to Aragon in robot form, barely, but the vehicle form is another one. I think it absolutely misses it, and Helmet's going to explain why.
We now return to the Transformers.
And here we go with Power Dasher Chromar. And Chromar right out of the box barely resembles the original 1984 mail-away. There are a whole lot of extra kiblets on this one. Once again, a weaponizer that they repurposed. So they already had a figure that looked like this, and they just repurposed this, repainted to be Chromar. Here we go. He does have movement at the arms, movement in the knees, rockers at the feet, the hips, the waist. He has a head turn. Once again, there are no rocks on any of the heads on these Power Dashers, just side to side. But you do have turn also at the elbows, so even though there's no flare out at the shoulders whatsoever, other than that tilt at the top, you can get more movement that way. And here we go with Chromar in a kneeling position, pointing both of his guns. Yeah, the bottom half do come off, and they can be guns for him to use as well. That's pretty smart engineering. Once again, he is a weaponizer, so everything is made to be able to almost disassemble like a parts warmer. And then the top half as well, which look like missiles, they could also come off and be small handguns for him to be able to wield. Overall, the balance on this one, not bad at all, and he can get into a fair amount of articulated poses. As for this jet form, I do not understand what they were going with this. It almost looks like an alien dropship in a way with this big boxy bottom end. This does not resemble Chromar at all from the original Power Dashers release. A little bit of a miss, I think, on this one. Overall, it's still a decent toy. It's nice to get a Power Dasher, but being a weaponizer and being a reused mold, of course, there were going to be some takeaways from this, and they were not going to hit everything perfectly. The robot mode kind of comes close to looking like him, but this jet form just does not do it whatsoever. I'm not saying it's a bad-looking alt mode, it just does not fit with how the character should have looked, in my opinion. Overall, a decent one. This one does have a few problems with some parts falling off, especially at the midsection, but everything else on this pretty much holds together, the legs and the arms and everything. So, with that being said, the best that we can give Chromar is an 8 out of 10, and Zatar, well, Zatar gets an 8.5 out of 10.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
Yeah, the ship form I thought was kind of meh, but wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. But it just didn't hit all the notes that I was hoping it would hit.
Right.
But
the robot forms, they all look good though. The robot forms.
Yeah, they look okay. Like I was saying, the only thing I wish they would have came just a little bit closer to the way the original ones. I'm not saying that they needed to make it look plain Jane like the original ones beat for beat, but just make them just a little bit more noticeable like they did with Zatar. Like Zatar, take that one out of the package and you put him next to the original Power Dasher, you could tell what he's supposed to be. You put the other two next to the original ones, you could barely tell that that's what they were supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my biggest drawback from it. But guys, gals, we're going to hit another old school Transformer commercial break, and we're going to come back because Slasher's got something in the bullpen ready to go. And after that, either Shifty or Trina's going to go. Shifty,
Yeah, I
Wanna
can go
be
next.
after? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So Slasher's up right after, and then Shifty, and then Trina can go after that, or she can wait until I do another review. We'll discuss it in the private chat. We're going to have a night fight back there, Guinea Pig Collective style, and then we're going to be right back after this commercial break.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Ultra Magnus.
The courageous Ultra Magnus is a born leader. We meet at last, Galvatron. And it will be the last time we meet. And Galvatron is Ultra Magnus' sworn enemy. The Transformers. Galvatron transforms from laser cannon to fighting robot. And Ultra Magnus from huge car carrier to Autobot commander.
The Transformers. More than meets the eye.
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
What could be more terrifying than being Cop and Hot Rod stranded on an alien planet battling the merciless Sharktacons?
We say, find friends today! Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Meet the Sharktacons!
Autobots never face that evil force. Worse than the terror of the Sharktacons, the Transformers.
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Look! It's Ultra Magnus and the Autobots! Battle Chargers attack!
Nobody jumps into action faster than Battle Chargers.
My Battle Chargers will crush the Autobots!
Nobody jumps into action faster than Battle Chargers. More than meets the eye. The Transformers.
It's the Autobots! The Battle Chargers attack!
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Only we have a military attack group like the Combaticons. Transform Combaticons and attack the new Autobot city!
Transformers. More than meets the eye.
Autobots, this is our new city Metroplex. It can transform into a battle station and then transform again into the gigantic Metroplex himself. But the Combaticons can combine to form Bruticus.
Decepticons attack! Transform Metroplex!
The Transformers.
The Transformers from Hasbro.
That's Insecticon, the new Decepticon city. It's enormous. That never stopped the Protectobots before. Transform Tripticon.
The Transformers.
The awesome new Decepticon city, Tripticon, can transform into an incredible battle station.
Transform the Protectobots!
But the Protectobots can transform into Defensor. But Tripticon can transform again into a dinosaur.
Transformers.
The Transformers, batteries not included from Hasbro.
Look, the Spartacons! Look, the aerial bots! Only the Spartacons! Only the aerial bots have this kind of teamwork. Spartacons attack!
Aerial bots wage their battle to destroy the evil force below. The Spartacons, the Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
Nobody can stop Minosaur! That's Superior!
The Transformers, sold separately from Hasbro.
Now, back to our program.
Bro, they made Sharktacons? I never freaking knew they made those.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, and they actually gave the Sharktacon a name, which is kind of odd because they were just supposed to be a generic group, and they called them Null.
I thought they just did them for the movie. I never knew they did the. I want
Well, everything for the movie they made into toys, bro.
How many hundreds of dollars do the Sharktacons go for on eBay? I want to see right now.
A complete one. Last time I checked, it was going for good money. What's going on to Curtis? Curtis is also hanging in the chat. What's up, Curtis?
What's
man,
up?
chit-chatting with your dad and that. And nothing wrong with that, man. Don't worry about it. You get here when you get here. Appreciate you being here. Godzillionaire. What's up, Godzillionaire? Sorry, but the old school G1 Transformers are cooler than any of the new non-masterpiece figures they put out now. I would agree with that to a degree, but there are a few that they put out recently that are very G1-like and inspired that are absolutely fantastic. And I will go back to that Gears one they put out last year. That thing was like, and they released a secondary version with the original G1 Phase 2 that Vinnie had showed me. I couldn't get it because it was like a Walmart exclusive, but damn, that shit is good. That Gears figure is absolutely fantastic.
Okay, Sharktacon, one's $75, one's $25, $68. $39. Okay, so
but are they complete though? That's
some
the
of
thing.
them. Some of them are. So the $75.
So he should come with a gun and a tail because both were removable.
Yeah, $75, $68, the complete ones. Just the tail, that tail with the orb on the end of it.
Yeah, the mace.
Just that piece alone, $40.
Yep, I've talked about that before too, man. You can get a figure fairly cheap, and then you're going to be paying out the ass for some of the accessories.
The gun, $24.99.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm telling you. Like I was thinking about disassembling Transformers and just sell them as parts.
So
and make 10 times more money. Yeah. Go ahead, Shifty.
Like a Transformer chop shop.
I didn't read too many of the Marvel Comics Transformers that they had, the comic books, but the few issues I did had actually had the Sharkticons in it, and it was a pretty cool little arc they had.
Oh, that's fucking awesome! I love the fucking. I was blown away finding that out.
Well, they did an '86 movie release too. They also did one that I have. It's a special Pulse exclusive with the Quintesson Pit of Doom or whatever they call it.
Right.
The Pit of Judgment. The Pit of Judgment is what they call it. And they came with a mini Sharkticon in that one as well. But the one that they released standard by itself for the '86 movie line, absolutely fantastic looking figure.
Yeah. I got that little guy too, yeah. He's pretty cool.
Iceman modeler cartoons back then made most of the money from toys to a degree. Now, see, this is where we get into Hasbro again. Hasbro with G.I. Joe, they used this three-point marketing strategy. So they had a cartoon, they had a comic, and they had traditional ads. They're three-prong attack for marketing for the toys. So technically, even though the cartoons are making money because of the toys, it's actually the cartoons were actually promotional wings for all the toys. It's why the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even though they were ready, Playmates was ready to go, and they could have produced toys before they did, they wanted the cartoon to come out first to use that as promotional to be able to sell the toys. And Curtis YZ, well, most of them did. Curtis just got offered a job. Awesome, man. Congratulations.
Nice, man.
Good job. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Real quick, I got a few more to get through here. Defensor was the one complete combiner I had, says Godzillionaire. Awesome. And, pain in the ass getting all the little pieces. A detention officer. But I got a sheriff deputy interviews still so, but they hardly said I could still go to the other video and choose. I get more offers. Yeah, awesome. Awesome, man. Nice. Congratulations, man. Pick the best one, of course, the one that you're going to be most happy with. Military industrial complex in action. I have a new weapon, so damn it. Spike 220. Superion was the first combiner who was an Autobot. Yes, indeed, sir.
Yeah.
Good to see you and welcome.
Awesome. Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Sharkticons aren't super expensive, depending on completing the good stickers. Yeah, that's one of the things like the chrome and all that stuff. That's going to affect the price. Number one rule of toys: if it can be made into a figure, it will be a figure. And you know what? Here's funny about that. So even though there was a few they never got around to, they didn't get around to Unicron. They had a prototype of them look like a big giant ball. Recently, Pulse, in conjunction with Takara, did release a G1 inspired version of RC finally. So it looks like you would imagine a G1 RC looks like and transforms into that car mode from the movie. Would love to get that thing. Super expensive from them.
Oh yeah.
But going to what Soul Assassin said about that, like the number one rule of toys: if it can be made into a figure, it will be a figure. But they left two characters on the shelf as G.I. Joe figures.
Which one?
Pythona and Big Lob. They never made
Big Lob got a figure. Big Lob got a figure.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
When it came out, they didn't use either of them.
Are they doing?
Oh, go ahead, Vinnie.
I was going to ask, are they doing them for classified?
Big Lob?
Yeah.
Or Pythona?
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, I don't know. The last thing I saw coming out was they're putting out a new version of Budo.
Yeah, I seen that too. It looks pretty good too.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
nice.
I like the extra armor, the full samurai armor.
Yeah,
they have that attaches. That looks sharp.
Yeah.
The Enforcer dude, I don't know when the hell he was supposed to come out, but he looked good. Yeah. I don't know if you ever got a release.
Yeah, I thought they've had. I thought I saw pics of him on Twitter not too long.
Yeah, I never seen him in stores. So yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he was an exclusive.
Probably. They pulled it toward.
Soul Assassin says, "Are you looking for a missing blaster or wings for your Transformers? To come to Crazy Tommy's Transformer Emporium. We got it all: wheels, wings, heads, stickers, all here at Crazy Tommy prices." You're not 100% wrong. I really need to start going through all the G1 extras I have and start selling them as well, because, well, things are still a little bit tight there. We're on the road to improvement, so hopefully within the next month we'll have everything taken care of and things will be back to normal, and then maybe every once in a while I'll be able to go out and purchase something again. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the things are rough out there getting jobs. I know the missus here just went through that, and luckily things have finally turned around. But Slasher's got something in the book.
Oh yeah, I wanted to show Vinny the He-Man Joker.
Oh my god.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
See what I mean? It's like, it's not for the Joker. The Joker's not meant to look like that. You know what I mean?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I think it's funny they put the flower on the armor, on the fucking shoulder thing.
Right.
I love it. And they
You
have,
do? You actually
It's
love
so
that?
ugly.
Yeah, I
like,
do.
yeah, I'm with you, Trina.
This is awesome. So yeah, they had
it
Batman,
works for some of them. Yeah, you see the Flash,
and
Green
they did,
Lantern.
and they
Is that
did
Crypto?
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Crypto is like Battle Cat.
Polar?
Yes, Crypto
Oh,
is
Battle-
big like Battle Cat.
Did you
yeah.
click on that one?
Wait, let me see. Yeah.
I was curious.
See, that's cool.
awesome.
I think that's cool. Yeah.
I
That's
love
pretty
it.
sweet. And where is Wonder Woman?
I like what they did with Mr. Freeze. I like this. This looks cool.
Oh yeah, it does look pretty cool.
It looks like one of the whites on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
This Green Lantern one's cool too. I like
That looks, that looks.
It's
Yeah,
more
it's
Game of
pretty cool.
Thrones than Game of Thrones was.
Yeah.
I'm not really digging this Batman though. I don't really like
Yeah,
this.
the head. Something's wrong with the head.
Well, they got two different ones there. They got one in full color
Yeah,
too, right?
one he has gold, I think, instead of silver. Yeah, this one right here.
That's
Show
awesome.
Superman.
Yeah.
These are hilarious.
These are awesome. I
They
can't
did
believe Funko did this.
King Shark too. I like this King Shark.
That's great.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I was like Funko of all companies did something like this. That's kind of
Yeah.
weird. Yeah.
Right?
There it is. Is that like a Tila design for
Oh,
Wonder
yeah,
Woman?
it was Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Let me see
No, it ain't
Superman.
that bad.
Superman. Yeah. They did Bizarro. Yeah, Superman.
Nice.
Yeah, look, he has a fucking mace hand.
Let's see Bizarro.
And Bizarro has the mace hand on the other side.
Yes, this is great.
This Scarecrow, this is freaking Scarecrow. I don't know
Dude.
about roided out Scarecrow either.
That's badass looking. I love it. And but
this
Flash is funny.
This is awesome
Yeah.
that he's like fucking Crypto's like a mount.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh,
It's like a rabid dog.
I
Yeah.
love it.
See, we know the Superman movie that Trina wanted to see.
I see Flash,
Hell, I'd go see
Luthor,
this one, yeah.
Black Manta. This Black Manta looks awesome. I like that.
Trina's like, I want to see Crypto rip limbs off.
Yes.
We should.
Oh, look, they came with a fucking castle. It has a castle.
Dude.
Oh, shit.
This is
Is
fantastic.
this supposed to be the Hall of Justice?
Hall of
I guess?
Justice,
Ah.
yeah.
Wait, when the hell did these come out?
A few years ago.
I think it was like 2020, wasn't it?
Let me see if there's a year.
Well, I've never seen them.
They got
Yeah, me
Turtle
either.
Masters.
2019
Oh, it
is
was
a
close.
review on it.
So yeah, it would have been like
Okay, from
2019.
2018 to 2019. Okay.
Wow.
That's something else.
They should, they should do like Bane and like Killer Croc, characters like that that are all juiced out. They're supposed to be juiced out. Grundy, you know?
Bane.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah, these
Like,
are
we
these kind of cool, but I don't know about roided out Joker. I know you like it, Trina, but just something about this it doesn't sit right with me. I don't know why.
Hey, have a good one, Happy.
Good night,
Have a good
Happy.
one.
I'm going happy.
Have a good one.
All right.
Yeah,
There's so many different. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, I just dig the overall style.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's why they keep using it. They got Turtle, Masters of the Universe. They got DC. They had WWE, the WWE line of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, when you know, because I knew it was Aquaman, and because like just because of the beard and the fucking hook on his hand, and I typed in DC Motu, and they back in the day they did a crossover. They did like 2 packs of a DC character and a fucking a He-Man character. Like they had Aquaman versus Merman in like a 2-pack.
Wow, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
I just want to go ahead and thank Curtis out there. Curtis jumps in, and Curtis is dropping links for everybody.
thank
Always
you, Curtis.
appreciate when you
Hey,
do
thanks,
that,
Man.
Curtis.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Curtis.
And Shifty, in the bullpen, ready to go. What you got here for us, buddy?
Well, I was packing up all my towards today, and I just want to show them up. I'm slowly catching up with Adam. That's all my towards. All my towards.
Slowly?
29. Yeah, well, slowly. At 20, I got 29 of them. And yeah, they all started off.
There we go.
They all started off with that Dark Knight Returns Superman down there in the corner. But yeah, that's what I got so far.
Nice.
But
Awesome.
yeah. You can click that video for me. I went and did something bad last week. I bought 5 Superman figures.
I want to see
Yeah,
that.
well, three showed up. 2's in back order land on Amazon. They may get canceled, but I don't know. But I got it in the video in the private chat.
Vinny, you got that?
My internet's not working right.
Okay.
Like
All right, let me see.
You just got to scroll up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see here.
I would try it, but I know how my internet is.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, it's a short, right, Shifty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
Is it up? Okay.
I hit it. What happened? Hold on.
Sorry.
Hey, what's
There it
going
goes.
on? Be back with another video, and man, I spent way too much on Superman figures. Well, I thought I did. See, I usually don't want to give over $35 for figures, and these two, because they're older, on eBay, I paid about $40 a piece for them. But then I got this for $20, and then I found a killer third-party deal on the regular version of this, which usually still goes for like $30, $40 with shipping. For like $20 on Amazon from a third-party seller. And then I got the super ugly Justice League Task Force video game figure, the Superman with the cell shading. Got that for $17. All total, it was $137. But you divide, all the figures up, and the average price comes out to like $27. So, I'm just paying over retail for all these figures, even the ones I overspent on. So, yeah, it all evens out in the end, right? But hey, some of these figures I don't care for. I really don't like the head on this one, and I don't like the gap right here between the cape, which is crazy because this is the same body. And it doesn't have the gap right there, but all the ones this one does. But I got all these because one, I passed up on these a lot of times because I just don't like the looks of some of them. The belt on this, I don't like the belt. It's the same body.
Because it's going downwards.
I'm going to kit bash the hell out of all of them. Every one of these, I'm going to kit bash the hell out of them. I'm going to swap the heads around and see. Like this is, like I said, the same body as this one. Right, so I'm going to take the evil head off this figure right here, the evil Hush head, and put it on here because it's the dark body. And then I've got the regular Hush, the one that I got a good deal on from a third party on Amazon. I'm going to take the head off that Hush, the regular version, and I'm going to put it on this body. So I have a good and bad version of the Hush figure on a different body here. And then I'll have a two freed up Hush bodies, which a lot of people like to customize because it's got the yellow S on the back and everything. So I have that 2 and free. I could put a Christopher Reeve head on there or whatever. I could do anything. Check us out. This is the DC Direct version. I got this a few months back.
Yeah, I remember these.
About 6 months back. I got it for real cheap. So this is the same version of this figure, just in the old DC direct line. But yeah, I've got 2 more figures on the way. I got one figure, the Superman movie figure I got to pick up. And then there's 2 more figures out at Target. I got way too many Superman figures. Hey, what's going on?
If you need to get rid of them, I'll give you my address.
Yeah, what is that thing? What is that thing they're doing where they do the belt in like a V shape? Why did they start doing that?
I think it was popular comics. Yeah, they updated
it. Doesn't look good for Superman.
No, I don't like it either. That one that the Superman that you have, that's the darker one that is from it has a Black Adam comic in the back of the box.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first McFarlane figure that was ever given to me. I have that one on display.
Yeah, I like that. That one's slow. It's a pretty good body on that.
I like it. Yeah, I like it too.
Mm-hmm. His hands were just too big. That was my only major gripe with that figure.
Yeah, I'm gonna swap out this. I'm not just going crazy just swapping heads, and there's like only 2 more figures I need to get, and I'm gonna have like at least 7 different customized figures. I'll have to start opening them up and swapping them out. But the problem is, I may have to invest and go on eBay and get some longer neck pegs because I think some of them are a little bit too short. Because there's a couple of the Superman heads that they made with a shorter neck, and it actually stretches the head out further than it's supposed to be. And there's people that's customized it, and they put it on a taller neck joint, and the head looks so much better because it's skinnier. So I don't know what Tord was thinking with some of these combinations.
Yeah, he didn't make them universal. That's the problem.
China.
Yeah,
because if you look at like all the Marvel Legends, almost all those figures are cross compatible. You could pop off a head and put it on a different body, and it looks pretty good. Unless you have like a really small looking figure, and you'll have a head that looks too big on him. But
the problem is he's actually putting some of the figures on the ones that he shouldn't be, and it's stretching out the head. There's a 2-pack with Ultraman and Earth 3 Superman, and everybody hates that Earth 3 Superman because he's got a goofy looking smile on him, but his cheeks are puffed out real big. Well, somebody actually, like I said, took it out, extended the neck, and they actually squeezed it a little bit under, they heated it up and then they squeezed it to make it, look a little bit slimmer. He looks fantastic. He looks like a completely different head. So I'm going to mess around with some stuff, and maybe in the next month or so I can get some pictures up of what I'm going to be doing. Oh, and the comic book, the Task Force video game character of Superman with all that nasty digital cell shading. Yeah, I'm taking all that stuff off with nail polish remover. I'm taking it all off, and I may order a vinyl Superman emblem to put on there because even the logo looks bad on it. But yeah, I'm going to customize the hell out of that. But the Batman actually looks good in that line. He still has the cell shading on, but that actually works on the Batman.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like it on the Superman figure either.
Yeah.
It's because the colors aren't they don't mesh well. It's a super light colored blue on a dark background. It doesn't vibe well with each other.
Yeah, I agree.
Didn't they have like really ugly red versions of them too?
Like it's like an orange red Superman. Yeah, the alternate colors. Now the Flash from that line, he looks great. You really don't have to do any customizing with that one.
Yeah. Although the chest piece, it looks too pixelated. Like that's the thing that sucks. The because I almost got him. I'm like, I order a logo. Yeah, I'm missing a Flash in my collection, and I'm like, the body looks good, but I don't like that piece. And then they did him in that 2-pack with that that cyborg looking gorilla, the oversized one. And like you have the perfect Flash, but he's in there. He's not single carded. So it's like, what the fuck is
the best Flash? The one I like, but a lot of people don't like him because they say he's Jokerized, kind of because he's got a big grin on his face. It's a Wally West figure that came out a couple years ago. He looks really nice. I'll have to take a picture. He's the only Flash I have in my collection, but he looks great. I'll see if I can find a picture while we're still going here.
Okay.
Godzillionaire adds in, remember, if they were universal, you could easily customize, but that would be questioning Tord, and you must not question Tord,
right?
Because Tord rules.
Tord.
With an iron fist.
I miss hearing Slasher laugh. I know he's away for a moment. Usually he giggles every time Tord rules flash across the bottom.
Well, that's the thing that sucks, man. It's like if you make your figures universal like that, I mean, you're gonna have a lot more people could get out of them. And in fact, you probably even make more sales because people would get extras just so they could swap out parts. But,
yeah, and they just announced the other day they're coming out with a new 52. That's finally a new 52 version of Superman in the line, and boy, he doesn't look good at all. Of course, he doesn't have the trunks, but the logo is terrible on it, and the head just doesn't look good. So and he comes with a short cape. Between that, that's the one that Trina said you didn't like on Twitter. Yeah, he doesn't look good at all. And then there's the one that comes with the two heads, with the lion head that we were looking at the other week off air.
Yep. Yeah, I showed you guys. That was crazy.
Slash just sent that to me. Oh my god. I was actually thinking about getting one.
But if you just swap the head, I mean, because he has regular hands too. If you swap it out, it's the same exact body as the last four Supermans. Yeah. So if you want the slightly darker, that bluish purple kind of suit, like it still looks nice, but yeah, I don't know. It's up to like who wants to make the kind of perfect Superman.
Well, since we're still on that, Trina's got something in the bullpen waiting, and it kind of leads right off the back of all that stuff. So, Trina, you ready?
I am ready.
All right.
Okay, so we have Bizarro today. Let me show you guys. I love the art on the back of the box, and this came to me through Vinnie. Thank you, Vinnie, for this.
You are welcome.
Vinnie's like, I've got Bizarro, and I'm like, yes, I want it. But yeah, I had to have Bizarro for my collection. How can you not?
Right.
So yeah.
This one's perfect in the collection that you got.
Oh yeah, definitely. So this is another one of those situations where McFarlane's figures come with that round disc for a base, but I don't want to destroy the packaging, so I use my own superhero stand. And also he needs it. He doesn't stand, at least the one I've got, doesn't stand on his own. So that's a bit of an issue. I've got two issues with this figure, and the standing is one of them. But okay, so let's get into the review. And the overall look, I think he's awesome looking, like his face, great.
Yeah, they finally did a proper one. That's what I was so happy about too.
Yeah. And his hair. I don't like the gap, like how a lot of his neck is showing. I don't like that part, but yeah, the cape and everything is awesome. Wired cape. And then the torso here. Yeah, see how it's kind of jagged?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that because I feel like it works on this figure.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when I first told you, like the janky kind of proportions that he has.
Yeah,
it fits for him because the body is the original mold for the very first Superman that he released. But it never really fits Superman, but it's perfect for him for Bizarro.
Yeah. The trunk piece is a little bit big though, and that's what's causing a lot of them in stores I've seen to where the band that they have hold them in place, it's getting lodged inside.
That plastic tie thing, right?
Yeah.
Not crazy about the seams on the sides of him, but it's not enough. It doesn't bother me that much, really. And then, okay, so we'll get into some articulation here. And so, yeah, his head, side to side, but he won't move like up down very much. Like that's all he'll do.
Oh wow.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty stationary head, yeah. Arms are good.
Single. Yes. Single joint.
Yeah. And yeah, so everything works good on this side. There is an issue on the other side. And yeah, his hands. Okay, so yeah, on this side you'll see it, I think. Okay, yeah, right there where that shoulder joint is. Okay, so pay attention to that as I articulate. You can tell that you can see that there's a difference. See the gap there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
it wasn't, the peg wasn't made correctly.
I was trying to like squeeze it in, and it just it wasn't working.
I know a lot of those original figures too. Like the arms will pop off as well, and you could just you can put it back in. The thing is too, that gap that's there, it's because the circular disc that he has in there, it wasn't long enough.
Is it like that, or is it backwards? You reckon it's put in back?
It could be backwards as well. Yeah.
What do you mean? Why?
So that disc,
Yep.
in manufacturing, if they don't put it in correctly, because it's one side's going to be bigger than the other, because then you put the shoulder joint into it. Because like, if you took his arm off, you'll see the peg going through the hole.
Okay.
And the disc itself, that disc part that's in there, if you flip it around, it might fix that issue. It depends.
Yeah.
I don't want to break it though.
No, it's not about breaking it. I mean,
pay attention to what Vinnie's saying. Vinnie's saying squeeze it in.
Yeah, squeeze it.
If you do attempt to fix that, what you got to do is put a hairdryer on it or boil it. The arm, I would suggest doing a hairdryer on it for a few seconds till it gets hot, and then try to pop it off.
If you are worried about it, then don't bother.
Don't
I know
bother.
there's certain figures and stuff too. You said if the joints were too tight, you were afraid to move them.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then don't bother. Because some of them, I can't remember with the really early ones. Some of them are a bit trickier to pop back in. Some of them are very easy because you might be posing it and the arm might pop out of the socket and you can just pop it back in.
Yeah.
It all varies because of his production wasn't the best.
Yeah, I think it might be they put it in backwards.
Okay, so
Maybe.
The page punchers come with a comic. So what's the thing that separates this digital line from the multiverse figures? Like, what's it supposed to be?
The back of the card that's over there. There's like a scratch off or something on it. Wait, this isn't a digital, right?
This isn't. Okay,
no, this one's
back
not.
box looks like a digital. The back.
Yeah,
of the
if
box.
you see like the kind of light teal color box, it'll have two cards in it. It'll have like one like that, and then it'll have one that has like a scratch off thing, and there's a code or a number in there. And
because I have 3 of these digital figures, and I still don't know what the hell the difference is.
Yeah, basically you get a digital version, like almost like an NFT or something that you can.
Okay, now I see that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I stepped out. Now I see the multiverse box. I could tell the side of it. I think it's
yeah.
But basically, like whatever the code is, it's like an NFT thing, and then I think you could get like a turnaround of it as well, or something like a digital version to download. It's a stupid gimmick that it's just so he could charge an extra $7 or $8 onto the figures.
I don't know. These are less. They come in a lot less stuff than the digital ones come in a lot less stuff than the multiverse ones.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I got to hear the rest of Trina's review.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. It's mostly just show anyway. Yeah, and then so I mentioned that there were 2 issues. Actually, I forgot about one. His trunks kind of look, and Vinnie has mentioned this, like a diaper.
Diaper.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, I have to agree. I had to agree. He did. They're not fitted well on this figure. It because it's Bizarro. It really doesn't bother me much. So, but yeah, like if
he's special.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, he's the special needs version of Superman.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious. Did you see what Soul Sassa said?
Wait a minute. I'm on my screen, so hold on.
For some reason, that Bizarro figure has a Dean Cain look to him.
Oh no! Don't say that. Not Dean Cain.
No, he doesn't. Godzilla is funny. Bizarro no poop himself.
So that means that he did poop himself.
Bizarro no poop himself.
That's awesome.
I thought we were talking about Bizarro, not about politicians.
Yeah, or McMahon.
I think Bizarro looks like Tommy Wiseau.
You're tearing me apart.
Lois, you're tearing me apart.
Soul Assassin, he actually does kind of have the head shape of Dean Cain.
Yeah.
I do actually kind of see it.
Oh no.
But like I'm happy to have him, like even though with those flaws, I mean, if he would have come out with another one, I would get it, in hopes that it would be a better made figure.
This one is so much better than the last two Bizarros they put out. The last two there was one that was really cartoony looking, and then there was another one that looked like the Hulk. He had a gray Hulk head.
I've been seeing every time they put out the new Bizarro figures, every time they do the zombie one, they never do like the one where he looks like he's made out of glass anymore, like the Super Friends one.
Which I think they could have with this one with the paint job, because he does have all the jagged
edges on
it. Yeah. Like I think he could have, but this is it's a really beautiful figure.
Yeah.
His look is good. Like his look is right on in the comic that they took this from, where he gets his where he has his #1 medal.
Yep.
That is his look. They did a good job, I think. But I think in that one he has like those Frankenstein stitches on his neck, though.
Okay.
There's probably little chance now because the show's been canceled, but I really wish Todd would have put out at one for Tyler Hoechlin's Superman, and then the Bizarro that he had in the show. They didn't do no figures for that show.
Well,
they should.
They were doing the Super Friends ones.
Yeah.
Well, are they putting a Bizarro out for that?
I didn't see Bizarro for that. I think they only put out like 5 or 6.
I showed them I think last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I showed them last week. Yeah, there's like 6 or 7 of them. There's a variant of Batman that was in red, but the thing is, like, those are smaller. They're like an 1.5 inches smaller than the regular multiverse ones, and like again, all it's close to the 66 line.
Yeah, they're more like the Batman 66 figures.
Yeah, which like they don't work with like the regular multiverse ones.
Well, they're kind of made to be wall hangers,
pretty much.
And before you get into another review, can I show you guys a picture that I of a rendition? Well, a version of Bizarro from Smallville.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, because after you, Shifty's got a few things he's going to show off too. That's Superman related. So what you got?
They had Bizarro on Smallville.
Yeah. So this is Tom Welling, and he was Superman.
I'm not feeling that, man.
I like this because it shows like the glass type skin. And it did shimmer in the show. I thought they did a good job with that.
Yeah, I never saw that. What season's that?
I can't remember. I can't remember what season. I liked it though. But
I only saw a handful of episodes out of it.
It said 2001 on the bottom of the picture.
Okay.
Well, that was.
I think that's when the show came out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what the other one looked like. The what Lois and Was it Lois
Superman
and Clark?
Lois?
Was it
Lois
Superman
and Clark was the 90s. Yeah, Superman Lois. Yeah, that
They
came out like
rebooted Lois and Clark though. There's 2 Lois and Clarks. There's the original with Dean Cain and the garbage new one.
Oh yeah, the cartoon.
No,
the live action.
show.
Live action.
No, that was Superman and Lois. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool. They did a really good Doomsday. If you haven't seen a clip of that fight, they had 2 fights.
They had Doomsday on it, and how
I'm
shitty
telling you, no, dude. The Doomsday fight with Superman on that show
really
runs circles around the BVS fight there. It's amazing.
Well, the BVS was a cave troll.
Yeah, but I'm telling you that show was bogged down by a lot of like romance side stories and stuff, and teen drama. But
I just remember when they did Aquaman. It was a dude in an orange T-shirt. He was
that was
literally
Smallville.
just wearing Smallville. Yeah.
Yeah, but Superman and Lois, they did an amazing Lex Luthor, excuse me, not Lex Luger. They did a great Bizarro who actually turned into Doomsday, and Doomsday was solid. You need to check some clips out.
Was Lex the Michael Cutlass?
Yeah, he was different from any Lex you've ever seen before. He was a badass. He was beating people down.
What the hell was that on? What was that?
It was supposed to be on HBO Max, but they put it on CW because CW had nothing at the time, and they were trying to keep the ratings up for the local news channels and stuff that.
On Max now.
Yeah, from what I heard, I know they said the ratings were actually pretty good, and it got canceled because James Gunn said it's not happening with. They don't want to confuse the audience because we're gonna have more than one Superman, and people will get confused.
They did a whole alternate universe story where everything was Bizarro world, and he came over, and man,
that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, this one is from the show that Shifty was talking about. The new one, Superman and Lois.
I couldn't get past the first episode. It was horrible.
I never watched it.
Yeah, he looks better as Bizarre than he does Superman.
Right.
I think he looked good as Superman.
Yeah,
I saw him. I saw him in the other thing. I wasn't sold by him. The Supergirl shit.
Yeah.
They actually took some storylines down a path that you wouldn't expect. Lois got breast cancer, and that actually led to some really great episodes and stuff. Yeah, it was tough, but
Hey, if you like when they change stuff and the current kind of product, then you'd like this. But most of us here, man, I'm telling you, it's a no-go.
This is the kit bash I'm going to work on, taking the dark body and putting the evil Hush head on.
Yeah, that would work.
It looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
And this next pick right here, pull up. This is our Fleischer Superman with the I think it's the not new 52, or it's one of the other Superman heads. It's the first appearance. It's the first appearance. It's the first appearance. Superman. There's 2 different versions. They're kind of pricey, but if you can get that head, pop it on that body, I think he looks fantastic.
That does work well.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
That one behind him, that's the freaking Justice League Task Force one, right?
Yeah.
He comes with a dark side piece. He comes with a piece of dark side, I think.
I'm taking all that stuff off of.
Yeah, they have that in my local store. That one. I don't like that shit at all.
No.
I'll fix them up.
Yeah, the weird color. Yeah, like you said, you gotta remove that with nail polish. You gotta be real careful around that S though.
The nail polish?
Yeah, well, no, I'm taking the S off. I'll just buy like a sticker or a water slide sticker. Or
that has like pixelated shit on it too. The S logo.
Yeah,
pixelated.
Oh,
that's weak.
Yeah, it sucks ass.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
Awesome. Those look good though.
He has the torso, right? The dark side torso, because I saw. They have 2 pieces of the Dark Side Build-A-Figure in one of my stores. They got him and the Flash.
I'm not sure what piece he has actually. I they didn't really show it on the Amazon picture there.
Right.
Oh, this isn't at your. Oh, I thought this was.
Oh, this isn't
I thought
mine.
this was like your house. Okay.
No, he's showing
this
what
is-
some people online were doing with the head swaps.
Yeah,
That's pretty neat.
yeah, that's all.
Oh, I know people are gonna customize the shit out of the Lex that they're doing for the movie, because his body, it looks like you could make a Bruce Wayne super easy out of it.
Yeah, big time. I seen that. I was like, I was already thinking. I was like, you just pluck that head clean off and have a perfect Wayne.
Right?
Well,
I
think
I knew Adam would think that because I thought the same thing when I saw it.
Isn't it the Scarecrow body though? Just repainted?
No, he's got like the whole chest piece. I think is new and the legs are new.
Okay.
But I mean, his suited figures all kind of look the same anyway. It's either that or the really thin, narrow-shouldered, like Two-Face body. It's either one or the other. But,
all right, guys, are we ready?
Yeah,
I've got a whole bunch more to get through. So let's go ahead. We're going to kick it off. We got another figure review. I teased it last week. So this would be technically it's a two-parter with a little extra at the end that I threw together when I was doing the review, just because I thought it would be funny. But here we go with our next review. Helmet, you wily Transformers Big, take over.
Greetings, everyone. It is I, Dark Helmet of the Guinea Pig Collective, the Sci-Fi and Transformers Pig. Today we are going to be taking a look at something that is Transformers related. And here we go, getting ready to look at that next Transformers item. What do we have? We've got Transformers the movie 86 Insecticon Espionage Kick Back. This is a really nice G1 reissue of that old school kickback figure, but updated to look more like the 86 movie. Now, I was a little bit miffed by some of the color choices, especially the Energon cube that they're showing with him, but we'll get into that as we open the package. Looking around at all the artwork on there, the box looks absolutely terrific. So let's go ahead and get it out and take a look at it. And here we go with the cheap chintzy box, and of course it comes with a little instruction booklet. This cheap packaging. With a good look at the instruction booklet, there's not a lot of wasted space on this thing at all. We're saving the planet with this type of packaging, but you waste this much paper on this booklet. Really, Hasbro. And here we go with Kickback right out of the packaging in his insect mode. Taking a look at the colors, he is very plain Jane. There's no stickers or anything like that on there, but we will take a look at the colors of his insect mode. Does it match up with the cartoon version? Let's go ahead and post that right now. And even though I forgot to mention it, you can see on the top of his insect head, he has his Decepticon logo.
Farm? There's more food to devour on a farm. Exactly. Life on Earth by turning them into Insecticons.
And as we can see, everything matches up. So let's bring in the old school G1 and take a comparison. You can see the old school G1's a little bit darker. Of course, he has that chromed out wings, and he has the clearish yellow chest instead of the solid yellow chest. You also notice the yellow on the bottom half of Kickback right there that the old school one doesn't have.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Like, those wings look so much better. I have no idea why these companies are so cheap and won't step it up.
Well, you know what? I thought so at first, but looking over the cartoon, it is more grayish for the cartoon, so it does make a lot of sense. What's going on, J-Man? J-Man's in the house, man. Good to see you. Has all three of these back in the day. Nice. Same. And I recollected all three after my original collection got stolen.
That's awesome.
Curtis steps in with Hasbro, you tree killers. Yeah, what a waste of space with that booklet. That was just ridiculous. Yep,
But
that's why I brought the old one out. Go ahead.
But like I was saying, like the chromed out stuff, like when it just looks way nicer.
Oh, I agree. I agree. I still prefer the OG look to the new one.
Mm-hmm.
But in comparison, which I'm going to get into in the second clip here, it all kind of makes sense what they did, and I'm not faulting them for it this time. Normally, if there's a lot of fault to be thrown around, I would, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So we'll get in. What?
No, yeah, I was just saying, like, take that chrome, because now we know that they can do it. It's the same company, it's Hasbro, and put that shit on Silver Samurai.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying.
They could.
No, that'll be when they fucking re-release the same figure. That'll be.
Yeah, it'll be the triple Amazon exclusive.
Yeah,
going for $100.
But here we go to the second part, and then we'll get final thoughts on this guy. And as well, then we'll get into more Transformers because, like I said, I still got a slew of stuff here.
We now return to the Transformers.
Otherwise, the models themselves look the same. It's just the aesthetics. With all the stickers, I really do love the way the old school one looks. So here we go with both of them transforming a robot, and all those stickers really stand out in the G11. I think it looks really nice. I prefer the G11, but I get what they were going with this 86 reissue. This one looks like he did in the cartoons. Spot on. I can't complain about that. As much as I would like to, there is nothing to complain about. They nailed the look from the cartoon, especially the 86 movie, which is based on the Sundial cartoon version of Kickback. The weapon is a little bit weird, but once again, this falls in line with everything they did with the cartoon. Got the red eyes on that Kickback. Let's go ahead. We're going to have to check the chest on this. Yes, the chest opens up much like it did on the original one. And there we go. They did keep that aspect in there. Still, I do prefer the look of the original G1. So let's get a close-up look at the face. You will see that the silver that's on the G1 around the mouth of the insect mode is not on the 86 movie reissue. Once again, that is keeping with the way he looked in the cartoon with the red eyes as well. I think they did an overall pretty good job. They captured the cartoon likeness. And here we go with his last bit of the accessories. He comes with 6 Energon cubes. And while it looked almost reddish on the box, it is more of a pink color, a little bit closer to the cartoon. Can't really complain about that. The way his hands open up, you can open up those grips, almost those claw-like hands, and you can fit an Energon cube into it. So there we go with our Kickback. Overall, since they captured the likeness of the cartoons, including the 86 movie, even though I prefer the old school one, which had a little bit of die-cast in it, not much, this one does capture the cartoon perfectly. And we are going to give this one a 9 out of 10. This one actually scored a lot higher than we thought it would after going back over and comparing it with the cartoon. So, final thoughts. If this one hit all the marks that it should have, looking like the cartoon version of Kickback, why did we only give it a 9 out of 10? That would be because of the wings feeling a bit weaker than the original one and those little bug antenna on his head that feel extremely weak compared to the original one, and they feel like they're going to snap every time you move with them. Other than that, everything in this one hits all the marks, so if you can find it, we here at the Guinea Pig Collective recommend picking up this G1 release of the Transformers 1986 movie Kickback.
Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
Yeah, it's still nice looking. They still did a good job.
Yeah, like I said, they hit all the marks as far as what it should have looked like in the cartoon, and that's why I scored it the way it did. I mean, other than the antenna, and the antenna, the bug antenna in the original one were a little bit weak too. I've seen plenty of examples of those being snapped. but these ones feel even weaker than the original ones.
Oh wow!
And I was grabbing it by the big yellow disc part of the eye is where you should be turning it anyway, instead of the top of antenna, what a lot of kids did. And even then, I was like, this feels like it's going to snap, especially my big fat fingers. No, luckily it didn't, but I swear it felt like it. And the same thing with the wings. Yeah. It felt like they went a little bit thinner on the plastic on the wings, so it makes them really weak. And I caught the tip of it with my hand. I heard ting, and I thought it was going to snap.
Oh, shit.
But, I mean, other than that, everything else in this one is good. The joints are not sloppy. Everything, yeah. I think they did a stellar job on it.
That's good. Nice.
And for a follow-up for Kickback, we have this little segment right here.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
We are the Guinea Pig Collective. All will be assimilated. Resistance is futile.
Yeah, that was fun.
Awesome.
Nice.
I like that. That was good.
That was great.
Nice job, Tommy.
Thanks, guys. I'm glad you appreciate it.
Yeah.
Put some time in. I'm still working on that stop animation shit, but maybe one day I'll get there.
No, dude, it's working. It looks good. Dude, the Energon. I like that he came with the Energon too, with the cube.
Yeah, and you could store most of those in the chest cavity too. So the open chest cavity works as a way to store all the Energon cubes. I don't know if you can get them all in there, but I think you can get most of them in there.
Excellent.
And I know they did Bombshell. I don't remember if they redid Shrapnel. They probably did, but I missed out on those 86 ones. So it'd have been nice to get all three of them in the 86 versions too. But I'm not going to complain. I got kicked back at a decent price, so
yep.
I'm not whining about it. Not whining. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to hit a quick commercial break, and I'm coming back with some more Transformers. It's not over yet, folks.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Ultra Magnus.
The courageous Ultra Magnus is a born leader. We meet at last, Galvatron. And it will be the last time we meet. And Galvatron is Ultra Magnus' sworn enemy.
The Transformers.
Galvatron transforms from laser cannon to fighting robot. And Ultra Magnus from huge car carrier to Autobot commander.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
What could be more terrifying than being caught with Hot Rod, stranded on an alien planet battling the merciless Sharktacons?
Really say, find friends today! Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Meet the Sharktacons!
Autobots never face an evil force worse than the terror of the Sharktacons, the Transformers.
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Look! It's Ultra Magnus and the Autobots! Battle Chargers attack!
Nobody jumps into action faster than Battle Chargers.
My Battle Chargers will crush the Autobots!
Nobody jumps into action faster than Battle Chargers. More than meets the eye. The Transformers.
It's the Autobots. Battle Chargers attack.
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Only we have a military attack group like the Combaticons. Transform Combaticons and attack the new Autobot city!
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Autobots, this is our new city, Metroplex. It can transform into a battle station and then transform again into the gigantic Metroplex himself. But the Combaticons can combine to form Bruticus.
Decepticons attack. Transform Metroplex.
The Transformers.
The Transformers from Hasbro.
That's Insecticon, the new Decepticon city. It's enormous. That never stopped the Protectobots before. Transform Tripticon. The Transformers. The awesome new Decepticon city, Tripticon, can transform into an incredible battle station.
Transform the Protectobots!
But the Protectobots can transform into Defensor. But Tripticon can transform again into a dinosaur.
The Transformers. Batteries not included from Hasbro.
Look, the Sperticons! Look, the aerial bots! Only the Sperticons! Only the aerial bots have this kind of teamwork. Sperticons attack! Aerial bots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Sperticons, the Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers!
Nobody can stop Minosaur! That's Superior!
The Transformers, sold separately from Hasbro.
Now, back to our program.
Adam, I hope you have a good night. Thanks for hanging with us as long as you can, buddy.
Yeah, Adam.
Later.
What's going on to Ancient One hanging out in the chat? What's up, Ancient One, man? Good to see you. We also got Janet from another planet. What's going on, Janet? Thank you for joining us.
Hello.
Hope everybody's having a good time as we're getting crazy, showing off all kinds of shit. Yeah, most of it has been Transformers, but we showed off a few other things. Guys, remember, it really does help everybody out in the panel if you go to their links and subscribe to their channels, follow them on Twitter, or if you want to call it X, I still call it Twitter. Wherever you want to follow them, it really does help out a lot. We really do appreciate it, and we appreciate all your time hanging out with us, because spent your time anywhere, you chose to spend it here with us, and it's greatly appreciated. What's going on, Manliness? Kung Fu Joe is here.
Hey, Manliness.
So as I said, I still have a few more things to show off. Now, we're going to go a little bit old school, because I couldn't do a Transformers-centered show without including the pig that started it all as far as Transformers. So we're going to dig back into the past with this one with our old pal Cliff Jumper.
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Welcome back as we're hanging out with Cliff Jumper. Oh, Cliff Jumper, Mr. Transformers Pig. Cliff Jumper's getting his nom on while we're getting ready to look at some old school Transformers. So from 1985, here we go with the original Decepticons. These were a bit of a holdover from Takara before the partnership with Hasbro. But here we go. We're starting from left to right. We got Bombshell, we got Shrapnel, and we have Kickback. All three in their Insecticon forms. All three of these look relatively in good shape. There's a few stickers, I think, missing off Shrapnel and off Bombshell, but other than that, these ones look great. They still have almost all their chrome on them, and I do have the weapons for them as well. So let's go ahead and get these old school Transformers transformed and ready for action.
Bombshell, Kickback, transform.
And here we go with all three Insecticons with their original blasters. You can see there, like I said, there are a few decals that are missing for both Bombshell and Shrapnel. Kickback, on the other hand, seems to have every last one of his original decals. Granted, this gun does not stay in his hand perfectly, but it's a little worn, I think, at this juncture. But all three of these guys look great, and I'm so happy to have these things back in my collection. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these guys. You will notice that on these ones, they still had the Diaclone holdovers, so they still had opening chest, and the opening chest was part of the Diaclone pilots that would actually sit in there. But the Insecticons were actually supposed to be the invading force for that line. So in the Diaclone line, these were the bad guys. All the other robots, Starscream, Thundercracker, all those guys that you know of, they were all technically the good guys. I know, kind of odd to think about.
Food approaches.
Of course, with most of these guys, the articulation was pretty much always left in the arm. So let's go ahead and show off some of that old school transformation. But there you go. Love these things. Anyway, guys, did you have the G1 Insecticons? Do you like this original team, the way they look? I think these things were absolutely fantastic.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
Yeah, the fucking I think I had the Beetle one. I can't remember which one I had. Someone got me one for Christmas. But yeah, those things were awesome.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet.
Manly said had at least one Insecticon.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Oh man!
And if you live in Florida, you have a lot more than that.
Yeah, right. That was the thing too with the deluxe Insecticons that they released that they got from Takatuku Toys.
Mm-hmm.
I said Takatuku Toys.
What?
I was waiting for Vinnie. Usually says "bless you." When they had licensed those off from Takatuku Toys along with Jetfire and a few other the deluxe Autobots. There it is. Those guys, yeah, that was another reason why they never appeared in any of the cartoons or anything like that, because they, even though they were licensed off and Bandai wound up taking control of Takatuka Toys, they said that you could not put these in the cartoons. So it wasn't until years later, I think until like maybe IDW, that you started seeing some of the deluxe Insecticons appear in comics, because for the longest time they just wouldn't allow it. But the difference obviously were that these original ones had die cast in them. The deluxe ones were solid plastic, and the transformations were not always the best. Like Chop Shop, his arms just kind of went out sideways, and that was about it. They didn't really turn much or do anything. It was some of them were pretty bad. But yeah, these original ones, awesome. The original colors were like reddish and stuff like that in the Diaclone line, so it was a little bit different of a look. But awesome figures to still have. I'd love to be able to find the old Diaclone ones, or I wish Takara would think about re-releasing them. Like, I'm surprised that they haven't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tommy, say the name of the company again.
Takatuku Toys.
It's a tissue.
No, you guys say it fast, like you were saying it.
Taco Tuesday.
Takatuku. Wait. Again. Takatuku Toys.
Taco Tuesdays.
Takatuku Toys. I know it's a weird company name.
Takatuku
Toys.
Takatuku Toys. Takatuku Toys.
It sounds Native American.
Taka Michinoku.
Taka Michinoku, yeah.
I think that was the name of the assassin in the third game.
But we had that one. You all kiss your mother's mouth. My mother is ashes, buddy. I ain't kissing her. But I do have one more over here with Cliff Jumper. It's sometimes a little rough watching him in these videos, but you know what? He was there from the very beginning when I started doing a lot of reviews on the Transformers, and obviously with a name like Cliff Jumper, he had to be included with a lot of Transformers stuff. But here we go. One more old school G1, the only way the Guinea Pig Collective knows how.
Welcome back. As we're hanging out with Cliff Jumper, the master of the Transformers. And of course, you know what that means. Today, it's Transformer related, as it is with every day with Cliff Jumper here. So we're going to delve into the past with 1986 Decepticon duo, Cyclonus and Scourge. These are a couple of those G1s that I have sitting in the back. Some of the joints on these ones are a little bit loose. They are a little bit old, and of course, they are secondhand. But both of these guys are in pretty decent condition. They have most, if not all, their stickers on them, and they do have their weapons, which is a huge plus. Now, these original ones are slightly different than the ones that came out later with the Target Masters, because the holes in the hands were widened and made them a lot bigger to accept the Target Master that they both came with. So both of them have articulation. Scourge does have some, he has a little bit of a ratcheting joint right there, especially in the elbow. You can hear that stuff clicking. Cyclonus, however, does not. He's just got static joints on him. But both of them move fairly well. He does have a little bit of a ratchet up there at the top of the shoulder. But both of them move pretty well. They do have some articulation down here in the legs. It isn't much, but there was something, which is a lot more than what they had on some of the other G1s. Now, of course, these ones are actually based on the artwork that they had created for the 1986 movie, and those one of the very rare instances where the cartoon actually dictated the toy instead of the toy dictating how it would look in the cartoon. And we'll get an up-close view of Cyclonus right there. Pretty simple, pretty basic, like most of the Transformers were at the time, but still pretty cool nonetheless. Now we'll go ahead and we'll grab Scourge and get a good look at him. He was pretty cool. Now this is one of the earlier releases where this little missile at the top would actually come off. Later on they made that a permanent fixture and it didn't come off. There was also a back piece right here. I do have it in another tote somewhere. I just don't recall where I put it offhand. I have to look for that. I went ahead digging in the back and I did find that other piece of Scourge's missile piece right there, and the problem is this kind of ports in, and sometimes it was a little bit sloppy on some of the models, so it might easily fall out. And like I said, later on they did change that to make it one whole piece that didn't break apart.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
But yeah, there we go. I had the original G1s right there. I probably should have uploaded the second part to that and putting them in their vehicle modes, but I don't think it was really necessary.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
I love that stuff, man. Them old G1s, man, they still have a special place for me, even after all these years, and even after some of the modern re-releases that they've done over the years, man. Mm-hmm. There was one other thing on the Scourge model, so the very the very first release of him actually came with a painted front end. So he's got that big white front end in his like a hovercraft mode, and he is not a futuristic jet. Everybody gets that wrong about Scourge. Even though they depicted him that way in the movie, he's not a jet. He's actually considered a hovercraft. It says so right on the packaging. But in the front, he's got that big white front end, and then he's got the blow. Well, in the first releases of him, that blue was actually painted on. Later releases, they did away with the paint and they just added a blue sticker that went over the front.
Okay.
It does change the price a little bit. Not by a whole lot, but just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Miss Cliffjumper, Miss Rorschach, Cringer. I miss all of them.
I told you, I'm going to do a meme or something of John Wick, but have your head, and then his dog is going to have guinea pigs there instead. That's it.
No, for the most part, this Scourge, I believe that Scourge was still made in Japan, I believe. Now, I know some of the smaller figures had Macau and Taiwan on a few of the smaller ones as well, but I don't think he did at that point. You could have a big white front end too. The Target Masters might have been because they were like the following year. They were in 87. But 86, I believe most of them were still being made in Japan. I'm almost positive. I would have to double check, but I'm almost positive they were. But I have one other thing because I couldn't leave Slasher out. Slasher, this is for you, buddy.
Gaylord! Gaylord, you look kinda crazy, you move kinda lazy, see what he'll do.
Gaylord! 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 Here we go!
Nothing. Slasher's got nothing. He's probably still looking for a Gaylord figure. That's what it is. I'm sorry, Slasher. I'm interrupting while he's searching for this damn thing. I should be ashamed of myself. Real quick, Ancient One sent a fake super chat, a colossal size bag of premium guinea pig treats for Tommy to get pick his wife and the guinea pig pups so they can wake out of complete happiness. You know, one day I'm going to learn how to read faster than that. Maybe I'll be able to talk like that guy that did Blur.
Yeah, man, the Micro Machines, dude.
Yeah, you can get a job doing that kind of stuff. I doubt it. They wouldn't want me. I'm horrible. I'm a horrible pig. But that you know, we finally actually reached the end of the show here. I finally ran out. So if you guys have anything else that you wanted to discuss or talk about, now's the time.
Well, I got two more pictures. I told Vinny I would show him that Flash figure. Let me pull him up.
Oh, the Wally West one?
Yeah. Hold on. There he is.
Yeah, that's not that bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the best one. Let me pull up another picture here.
Yeah. When did he come out?
I think 2 years ago, because he was like the second Tord I got.
Okay. Yeah, those lightning effects were way better. They started doing this other really bad effect that looks terrible. Like these weird blocky kind of stuff that's hanging off either the forearms and the feet. Like, ugh. Yeah, give me lightning bolts. That's what you need for them.
And the second best Flash figure, I think, is the digital Barry Allen that comes with the maskless head, alternate head, and it has like where you can pull down the collar or pull down the mask collar that comes with it piece. It's a digital release. Yeah, I think the boots are trans. I think the boots are trans. Huh?
The symbol. Why did they do that to the symbol? Like, it should be like 3. Like,
oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
Maybe he's a fan of Zorro.
It just looks like an
I don't know. Maybe that was just Wally West's symbol. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Did Wally West have a different?
No. The Wally West comics I had, it's the same thing.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, that's weird.
Huh.
And the mesh they keep adding to the Flash's costume. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
You see how his legs look kind of like mesh?
Oh yeah, that ribbed kind of.
Yeah.
Well, considering it's the Wally West version, not the Barry Allen version. There was differences in the outfit as they changed characters, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Well, the Wally West version, it was like kind of like his suit was shiny. It was like it had like a metallic look to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought that figure probably looked.
Yeah, it looked pretty nice.
Cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm looking at one on eBay. They have the Barry Allen, the digital one. Yeah, they made his legs transparent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Morons.
You know which one I thought was pretty cool, and I probably would have got it if I bought his stuff, which I just don't really. I thought the Jay Garrick one that they did.
Yeah, that one.
There was a gold label one. I thought that looked awesome.
Yeah, it did look pretty good. I saw it in Target a few times before they cut the number of figures.
Are you laughing about the German superhero comment?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
That's
never
exactly
changed.
what it freaking looks like.
Yeah, it
great.
doesn't.
He broke Trina.
Well, they made the evil Captain America figure. This might be the evil Flash.
Did they ever do the Wolfman version of Captain America? Remember
They
changed him into a werewolf for a little bit?
They did. He comes with a wolf head. Yes.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
What's going on, Keely Chow?
What's up,
Hey,
what's up,
Keely.
Keely? Oh, man. That's funny.
Is that everything or?
Yeah, for me.
Oh, did we finally reach the end? Holy crap!
I don't know.
I want to show a picture of what the Wally West costume looked like in the comics.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
you
3
see how
hours and 13 minutes. I thought it was going to be much worse.
I mean, it still could be if you want me to go.
But you see how it looks like they kind of did like this, like the way they drew it. It looks like it's
the glimmering look to it.
Yeah.
It's pretty odd.
I thought it looked cool.
But
that's all right.
Set him aside, like gave him a bit of a different look from, kind of like change the identity, go from Barry Allen to him.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to change things up a little bit because then when you do bring Barry Allen back or whatever, it's like,
yeah. Plus, it was '90s. They had to update everyone's costume in the '90s.
Yeah, it's when Superman got long hair.
Yep. And, friggin' Sue Storm had her titty costume where the 4 was cut out.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I do have something I can show you guys. Yeah, because I just want to make the comparison of how ridiculous some of these companies could be as well. Here's a Beetlejuice. Actually, 2 Beetlejuices.
What?
It comes with the Handbook of the Dead, but no alternate hands.
Is it the same figure?
It's the same figure.
Same stupid figure. Super lazy. Re-release. That's why I can't stand these companies, because they keep doing shit like this.
What company?
NECA.
They didn't do new joints or nothing.
Yeah, no, yeah, right. No new joints. This is a re-release of something that they released probably 20 years ago. You had yet another opportunity to update it because that one was the first re-release. So you just released them yet again, but this time you added the Book of the Dead that he can't hold because there's no alternate hands that could grip the book. So what the hell is the point of this?
Release in another crappy packaging.
Can someone make sense of this? Because
just a money grab.
Yeah. Yep. That's why I said it's lazy and it's retarded.
Yeah, NECA has kind of moved off my list of companies to buy from with their overpricing.
Yeah.
Well, when another company starts doing horror figures, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Is NECA like the only one that's doing horror movie figures?
No. I think
the major one.
Well, yeah, Jada did some. They did some.
That's weird.
I know there's someone else I saw recently, but I can't remember. Because I break shit now. Here's Hulkamania though. We got 3 different Hulk Hogan figures, but you know what? At least they're different.
Rosie. They did a fucking Rosie figure.
Oh my God.
I didn't even know who the hell that guy is. I'm like, who's this fat Mexican guy?
He used to be a tag team with the Hurricane.
Hurricane. Yeah, there's a chase of Rosie with just the white shirt.
They got very generous with the physique on Bradshaw there.
There's a chase of Rosie with just a white shirt because they can't put what he had on that shirt on television. Yeah. So it's just a white shirt. It doesn't say shit.
He was at first he was a tag team with Umaga. They were called 3 Minute Warning, and they had they would wear FUBU shirts and bandanas and stuff. And then Umaga and him were a tag team. That guy Rosie.
The Umaga sounds like it's some kind of dish in a Polynesian town.
It means tattoo, actually.
Okay.
But so after they fired the dude who became Umaga, they had nothing to do with this guy Rosie, so they made him tag team with the Hurricane as a superhero in training, and they would have the letters on his shirt. It would say SHIT on his shirt.
Of course it did. That is McMahon's favorite thing to do on his interns and his secretaries.
Yeah, he was telling on himself a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to wrap it on up and get up on out of here. Does all cooking for you say to Amber when you pull the string out? You know, it wouldn't surprise me at this point with these people. But I actually have some special outro clips prepared for everybody today. So, yeah, let's go ahead and we're going to start sending people out the old-fashioned way, the only way the pig knows how, by giving some interesting clips to be able to go out on.
Human germ.
Oh, hey.
Heard?
Hey,
It was human germ. It got cut off.
Oh, germ. Okay.
Okay, that's weird. Hey, thanks for having me again. I got nothing going on, but you can find me on Twitter.
Awesome. Shifty's links are all down in the description below. And also the link to his YouTube channel. Shifty, thanks for coming off and showing all your stuff off, man, and taking part in the conversation. Appreciate you coming on here every week.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Like I said before, eventually, if you want to become full-time member of the panel too, we can discuss that after the show.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
It's $500 a month. Paid in cash. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to know when I'm getting my paycheck. But you got any? Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if I could afford that with all the Tords I'm buying. I mean,
it's a good thing Tords losing the license.
You gotta hijack a truck. That's what you gotta do.
A Supergirl truck, and then you'll make a fortune.
Yeah.
You got anything coming up?
No, wrestling shows on hiatus, and I don't know what's going on. I got nothing.
All right,
this is all I got, man. This is all I got.
Hey, you know what? I feel the same way, brother. I feel the same way. I'm right there with you. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna kick it on over to.
Pathetic fools! There's no escape!
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me again. It's always fun talking about all this old shit. Trina's just dying right now.
The chaos of that clip.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing a game later, Burning Force for Sega Genesis, this weekend we're gonna be talking about First Blood. Next couple of weeks we're gonna do Rambo movies.
Nice,
that should be fun. And that's it.
Awesome. Slasher.
Thanks to everybody in the chat. And yeah.
Hey, as always, thank you for joining us, guys. Be sure to check it out on Saturday as we get ready to talk about First Blood. Going to be a good time, as always, on Slasher's movie reviews, soon to be anime special, which he's been talking about.
I'm going to bring Nation back probably soon to do the second Cold War 13 movies.
Oh, nice. What was that, Queen Bee?
Queen Bee, yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
All right, now we are going to kick it on over.
We exterminate him!
Yeah, man. You can catch me working until at least 3 in the morning on my projects. Yeah, I got commissions and stuff I got to do as well. But you can also find me tomorrow, I think, if I'm still awake. I'll be able to, we'll be doing the Friday Underground stream, talking about various things. I have an armada full of hover boat things in space. We're going to be shooting people. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. No, Sunday, we're going to be back here for season 3 of Dexter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a blast. It's
loving this show, man.
Yeah, it's another crazy season.
Thank you for hooking me up watching this show. It's awesome.
An absolute pleasure, man. I'm happy you've been enjoying it, and I know Adam's been loving it too. And yeah, this new season, we're going to be introduced to another new character, played by Jimmy Smits, and he's actually really good on this season too. So, if you guys haven't seen it, want to tune in. And I got a whole bunch of projects and stuff. You know, they ship out right away. So if you haven't yet got Shadow of the Kraken, Through the Woods, City of Venus you can't get yet, but I will make it available again once the second campaign gets launched. And I am on the last handful of pages, so for pencils and inks, I will still have to be coloring most of this book, but I got a good 1/3 of it done at least on that end. But it is truly amazing. One of the most detailed projects you're ever going to see out there. And yeah, the story, the action, everything is just top notch as always. And yeah, more info soon, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, tune in tomorrow. It should be 5 p.m. So yeah, thanks everybody.
Yeah, thanks, Vinnie. Always a good time hanging out with all you guys and having a blast talking about the stuff that we enjoy and kind of avoiding the drama nonsense that all the other channels do. They seem to love it, but we avoid it. And I'm going to kick it on over.
Behold, Galvatron. And these should be your minions.
I want to thank everybody that's been hanging out. And yes, we have one more person to get to, but that person is special since it's going to be our last time on for a little while. But thank you all for hanging out. Like I said earlier, you could have spent your time anywhere, chose to spend it here with us. Be sure to subscribe to people's channels. Check out their Twitters. Maybe follow them on there. It really does help a lot of us out when we're trying to be able to get more content out there so we can get it out to a wider audience and we get more people to be able to interact with. I know some of us are not really concerned about being monetized. I myself don't foresee it ever happening. YouTube hates me too much. But I would love to be able to interact with more people. I have BattleBot stuff that I have a few requested suggestions, which I haven't seen in a long time that I'm going to be getting to soon. So if anybody wondering about the BattleBots, more of it will be coming soon. But that is literally all I have to say about that. I hope that you all enjoyed this. Eventually, we will be getting into more deep dives and everything like that. So, yeah. As the weeks go on, we'll let you know what we're doing and what we're moving forward to. And without further ado, let's hand it over to our last contestant.
Not bad for an old timer.
Old timer.
Wow.
Well, son of a bitch. Trina had nothing to do with that.
I want the nothing gentle. I presume.
She's like, "Fuck you."
I gotta do a redo now. Okay, all right.
Hey, Prime, what do you think Megatron's gonna do to Starscream?
Nothing gentle, I would say.
There we go. Much better. All right. Yeah.
I was saving that one for a joke one for you all night, and I was just like giggling to myself, and I was like, I can imagine her replying to that.
And this is why she's not coming back on.
He just wanted to insult you one last time before
Yep.
you go.
Yep. Gotta get that last kicked in. Well, yeah, this was a fantastic episode. I can't believe how long we've gone. You put a lot of work into this, Tommy. It really, wow. Like it really does amaze me how much work you put into the show. So massive kudos to you on that. Really, thank you so much for everything you do. And yeah, I had a blast hanging out with you guys and you guys in the chat as well. And yeah, like Tommy mentioned, beginning of the stream and just a minute ago, yeah, I am taking a break from streaming. This will be my last appearance on the toy stream until I come back in September. Nothing's going on. I just need a break. I'm just a little kind of run down. That's all. Just need a break.
Yeah, I need a break from Tommy too. So.
But I will definitely be back. So it's just a break. But yeah, it was awesome. Thank you guys.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Trina. But of course, we weren't letting you get out of here without this.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Golden Trina Award for the best review of the night.
We're gonna do a
All right.
recap of all the items.
This is absolutely 100% going to Tommy for all your hard work tonight, Tommy. Yeah, you absolutely earned it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Another win for the pigs. I couldn't have done it without the pigs. The pigs are the driving force behind this channel. And if you watch my channel, you know why. Thank you, Trina. I appreciate that. In your face, Vinnie. I had to do that one last time because Trina's here and she told
I'll
me
be
not
back
to be
in
a
September as well. Fuck you, Tom.
No, really, no. It is. You know, everything we do up here isn't good fun. There's some jibbing and jabbing back and forth, but it's nothing personal. We're all
okay.
You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! You know what?
The timing was perfect because you went. We're all, and he says, "Not okay."
I caught that.
God damn you, Vinnie! God damn you!
Human jerk.
But guys, thank you all for joining us. I hope that you had a good time. Like I said, be sure to check out everybody's links. Go ahead and check out their channels and follow them over on Twat and all the other places. And everybody has been hanging in the chat. Remember, as long as you guys have been knighted and everything, you could always drop your links too. I do have one last thing to get to in the chat. I caught it ever so briefly. Okay, another fake super chat from Ancient One. A rare video of a bunch of guinea pigs assembling a guinea pig statue where they seem are worshiping it as it was a guinea pig deity. Now, this is true. We do have a couple guinea pig statues here. Nelson the Gentleman, Nelson the Psychopath, whatever he's going by now. I can't remember. Nelson had sent us a guinea pig, and I have one for Vinnie as well that I'm holding on to the one day that we can finally meet in person and we could slug it out over all the insults that we traded back and forth on this channel.
I thought we were going to slug it out. I thought we were going to slug it out in that target, the magical target that you have over there fighting.
Oh, are we going to go back to back and take out all the parents?
We can do that.
But thank you everybody for joining us, and we will catch you next week with more fun, no doubt. Have a good one.
You better run, Mojito.
You what? I thought you said don't move.
That was before. Now, you run. Adios, amigo.